Hello.
Hello, plebarinos! Welcome to this pleb stream. Welcome to the Wednesday reset. There's a lot of things that's gonna happen today. Man. I don't know why I said it like that. Visions, man. Vision content is the best content. Now the problem is I don't know what healer to do mythic raid on. Alright, my finger, thank you for the tier 1 for 2 months, man. I don't know if there was a notification. Was there a notification for it? I don't know if there was a notification, dude. What is this hair, dude? This needs to be all chopped off. I need to go buzz cut. Dude. What do you think? Buzz cut? I haven't had buzz cut in like 20 years, dude. So I don't know what I'm gonna do today, man. I don't know if I'm gonna raid on my Resto Druid. If I'm gonna raid on my Resto Druid on the Alliance side, I need to transfer my Resto Druid to the Alliance. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. Because there's a couple of pieces of gear that I really would like to get from the raid.
Before all is lost.
So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the dailies on Druid and then initiate a transfer, I guess, because I'm scared that I might lose something. Probably not, but I'm scared that I might lose something. No. So Druid, I'll be doing a mythic raid on restoration. I'll be doing some mythic raid on the restoration because there's a couple of pieces that I really want to get. Like I want to get I want to get Carapace boots, put cushion wounds on that. I want to get Shatars, bracers, haste mastery. I want to get Zenesh. Jeez, I'm not even saying that properly. I want to get Zenesh, offhand, and belt, haste mastery. I want to get Vita charge trinket from Radan. This is like legit. This is like 5 upgrades that I could use from for my Resto Druid from Mythic Raid. It's like 5 upgrades. The biggest thing I would like to get is, I would like to get Nazat Ring, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Because the guild is pleb. Not that the guild... Why can't I... What the fuck? Not that the guild is pleb, is that they don't have immunities for Nazat. Like, what the fuck, man? I can't bring my stupid Druid. Can't bring my stupid pleb Druid, man. Sean Perkins, how are you, man? Hell yeah, faded, 2 on the side, 3 on the top. Dude, I've never known what the F the numbers meant, man. You know what I do now? I just bring a picture of what I want. I just bring a picture of what I want, and they just usually do it. What is it? Tree is not... Tree means is not that... Tree is long, and 1 is short. No wait, 1 is short, and... 1 is short, right? And 3 is long? Is it worth to put expedient 3 on my staff even if I have a proc haste corruption? I'm resto druid with only 30% base haste. I would not put anything on staffs. I would actually advise against staffs. Technically speaking, if you're using a staff, you're limiting yourself to 1 less corruption, 1 less piece can be corrupted. Again, this might not be that relevant for Resto Druid. For Holy Paladin, well, for Holy Paladin anymore. Generally speaking, with the corruption increasing every week, I would be against putting corruptions on staffs. I would be, actually to be completely honest, I would not use a staff if possible, so you can corrupt an offhand piece. But yeah, expedient 3, I'm gonna get shitloads of expedience on my rest. I'm getting 3 expedients because I'm gonna be doing a raid most likely on my Resto Druid. My gear is going to be very not optimized at all because I'm expecting or hoping to pick up like, I don't know, best case scenario, I pick up like 5 pieces of gear that I put gushing wounds on and expedient on. It's like I almost will start from scratch, if you know what I mean. It's almost like I'll start from scratch because I applied expedient on the wrong pieces of gear. Not on the wrong pieces of gear, but I decided to really optimize my Resto Druid. So if I really want to optimize my Resto Druid in Mythic Plus scenarios, I only really want to apply expedient or any kind of corruption on haste mastery corruption, because haste mastery pieces, because haste mastery is the best stat value for Resto Druid in Mythic Plus, on top of the fact that you're stacking expedient and you might be getting few masterfuls. So all of a sudden masterful and expedient pieces or corruptions are really good for Resto Druid. And technically you want to get as much mastery and haste as possible. So that's why getting haste and mastery gear is going to be relatively important. Especially with the ring combos. Do you go workshop rings? Do you go Nazat ring? Like, these legitimately, there's like 3 different builds that are available right now. That are based on what items you have access to.
This cannot be. The Black Empire.
What I will be doing right is Resto. It's gonna be a while. It's gonna be like 6 hours. It's gonna be a while. I usually wake up far too early for this. Far too early for this. Keep in mind though, my gear for raids is not really that great. Because I'm expecting... I'm going to be trying to gear my Druid in 5-mans, mainly. I decided to do more 5-man content on Druid. So I really want to get things like the Nazat Ring and the Carapace Boots and apply gushing wounds on it, so my gushers would do a shitloads of... So my gushing wounds would do a shitloads of damage. God, I hate the rotation, man. I'll be honest with you, I hate the rotation so much. I hate the rotation so much. Sometimes I miss out, like I could have bought more gushing wounds. And now I'm like, oh well, in 5 weeks I'll get it, or like, what the fuck? Like, for real. It's actually a meme, man. Usually 2 millimeters are not per grade, so 1 equals 2, 3 equals 6 millimeters hair length. Like, I didn't know that, dude. I'm a pleb. Yo, Trevor, how are you today, man? How is life treating you, boys? How's the corona treating you? I've read some news about the corona's coming back, man, because of the restrictions. I've read some bad news about it. I read an article. This is what I call by reading. I just read the article headlines. That's it. One of the article headline was, "People are done with Corona, but Corona is not done with us." It's exactly what I read. Got a question for you. I need advice in game. Go ahead, dude. Go ahead, my boy. So, man, I'm wondering mythic scenarios if Heart of Darkness trade should be prior before growth ending stacking. You need at least one growth ending. I'll be honest with you. I think I'm quite certain that at least one growth ending is gonna be like as close to mandatory as possible. Now the second growth ending, there's like another build. Some people go with double growth ending when they really feel they need that single target healing. It also depends, man. I think the chest from Nyalota Carapace is not that bad. And you'll go with, yeah, maybe that's not all that. I mean, you go with Rampart Growth and Heart of Darkness. Vexiona's chest is the next best in slot, so you go with Growth Tending and Heart of Darkness and Overwhelming Power. This is a really good chest to have. Vexiona's chest is really good to have. Carapace chest is actually a pretty meme, to be honest, when I really think about it. But it might be worth it because of the item level. Should I leave my guild that I've been playing? Ooh, this is gonna be... Oh, wait, also trade wheels versus the trade of unknown name, which increases either mastery, crit, haste, or versatility. Dude, just go with questionably epic and see what they're gonna say, dude. It's gonna depend. Like, if you need mastery, trade wins is gonna be biz. But I know the trade you're talking about. It's the Mechagon trade. Mechagon trade is also super decent. I'll tell you right now what rest of Druids are going for Mythic Plus. This is the Mythic Plus build right now. This is what rest of Druids. Stygian Guise is biz. Sanguine Monstrosity is biz. And Spy Master's Wraps or Vexiona's chest. This is biz slots. This is what most rest of Druids are gonna use in Mythic Plus. And they're probably gonna go with Growth Tending, Heart of Darkness, Life Speed, Impassive Visage, High Noon, Blood Rite, Blood Siphon, and Resounding Protection. And now Spy Master's Wrap is not really all that popular, but if you have Spy Master's Wrap, so you can go with double High Noon, although it's not really that advisable. It depends. Inside the pack, Life Speed and Resounding Protection. Life Speeds are gonna be fucking great because you're stacking Expedient. Now, if you don't have this, Vexiona's chest is super solid. It's gonna give you double Growth Tending, Heart of Darkness, shit, I can't remember what the minor slot is. Overwhelming Power, Juicy, Resounding Protection. These slots are going to be your biz for Mythic Plus. Just hands down, your biz in Mythic Plus. Or like majority of people will be using those. And you don't have to make any of those decisions for the thing. In raids, it's way different, man. In raids, it's way different. And it depends on how much expedient you have. Like, for example, this chest, this shoulders with Blood Rite might actually be biz for me because of how much expedient I have. So it's gonna be way different, man. Should I leave my guild that I've been playing with forever? Oh, this is gonna be a drama thing. This is gonna be a drama thing, right? Should I leave my guild that I've been playing with forever for a guild that has potential for mythic rating, or should I stay back and not leave them? I'm super torn. I had the exact same issue that you have I had the exact same issue that you have. I had the exact same issue. When was it? Not Legion. It was WoW. It was WoW. That's when I really started playing my Druid. It was WoW. I was in a guild that at the time that was really not that great. When I really think about it in terms of performance or whatever you want to call it. Like, I didn't play to progress. I played more to have fun. And the guild that I was in was really not that good at all. But I didn't realize that it was not good at all because I was just there playing for fun. And then I remember the guild had not a merge. It wasn't a merge. It was a test raid with another guild. So another guild had needed recruits, and they basically just wanted, like, we didn't know it at the time, but basically they just wanted for our guild to play with their guilds to see who the good players are or whatever, so they could poach them. That's basically what ended up happening. So we ended up playing with that guild for one raid because we only had like 10 people or something. And then the guild basically just said, "Hey, do you want to join us?" And it was only they only asked one person from the guild to join them, and they said, "Do you want to join us? We're gonna go more hardcore raiding." And then I was in the exact same position. It's like, do I want to leave the guild that I've been for a little while? People are really fun and stuff like that, to a guild that's gonna progress. To a guild that's gonna progress a bit more. And I was thinking this for a while, man, because I was thinking about, like, what do I want to do in the game? Do I want to progress or do I want to do social aspects? I ended up joining the new guild, obviously. I ended up joining the new guild because I wanted. I ended up outgrowing. Like, I know it sounds really terrible, but I know people know exactly what I mean. There are people who feel like me as well. I can bet you. Like, you just end up outgrowing your current guild. Like, the current guild goals and desires are not what you want. Like, I don't mind, like, don't get me wrong, sometimes you'll be progressing fast into the guild. Maybe you're optimizing your gear, maybe you're looking at tactics, maybe you're looking at how to play better your class, how to play better certain bosses, and the guild that you're in, they don't care. They don't really optimize the bosses. There are people failing, you know, stepping into shit, like asking things like, "Oh, what are the boss mechanics?" When you know exactly what the boss mechanics are already, know, and like, you're just like, "Oh god, I wish they would be on the same page." So that's why I end up kind of leaving it. But at the same time, the social aspect, like, I really like the old guild. And I was really sad to leave for the social aspect. But at the end of the day, the new guild that I joined, I also made a ton of friends in there. Tons of friends in there, man. So I don't know. It really depends on what you want. I ended up leaving the guild, and I think it was a good decision in my eyes, because I realized what I wanted to do more with the game. But I've always been a type of player that's 50% social, 50% progression, or maybe even less social, maybe 60% progression or something like that. Like, I tend to care more about progression than the social aspect. It really depends on the type of person you are. There are people who play the game and have 90% social aspect. Like, they don't care if they're wiping on normal all day, every day, but as long as they're having fun. It really depends on the personality, like, genuinely on the personality, man.
This will be a tale for the ages.
On the personality of the thing. You're getting fat, man. Wow, dude. Wow, dude. Your mom's fat, dude. Dark Jedi. Your mom's fat. Tell that to her. Tell that to her, dude. Let her know, dude. Let her know MadSkillz said it. Alright? Tell her. Fucking this guy, dude. Fucking this guy comes into the chat, dude. Comes into the chat, dude. I played a Druid since Legion, and this traits are killing me. Always so hard to choose. It is extremely hard with corruption, man. It is extremely hard. I was gonna make a video about my perfect setup for Resto Druid, but the perfect setup for Resto Druid is only going to be attainable by people who mythic raid the last few bosses. That's why I'm thinking about transferring. I think I should transfer.
Farewell.
Haste and crit before mastery, both cases. For which one? Hi, I want to start out as a holy paladin. Do you think 4 rank 1 ineffables is enough? Maybe in combination with Twilight. For Mythic Plus? I honestly feel get as many Twilights as you can and then fill in the gaps. I honestly feel you can run 9 Twilight rank 1s. Or sorry, 9 rank 1 ineffables and still have a good time. In Mythic Plus I like to run like 6 and then Twilight Devastation. But I think you can get away with Twilight stacking. Jesus Christ, why do I keep saying Twilight, man? Ineffable stacking. You can get away with ineffable stacking, or you can get a bit of ineffables and Twilight Devastation. I don't know what the best way is right now. I think it's gonna depend on your gear to some extent. Because if you're doing Mythic Plus, putting ineffable on like mastery gear is not all that great. I have a lot of mastery on my Holy Paladin because I basically optimized raiding. I didn't optimize Mythic Plus. So my gear in Mythic Plus is like Papega, dude. Papega, dude. I can always leave alts in that guild. There's still struggling heroic and I feel way above that. Yeah, I mean, you can. I'll be completely honest with you. Like, if you're gonna leave the guild, I think there's a high chance you're just gonna end up forgetting them after a while. Like, I'm not being super. I'm not being super mean or anything like that. It's just like, what happens after college, or what happens after like high school? How many times do you actually keep in touch with your friends? Like, legitimately, like guilds are very similar in that way. Guilds are very similar in that way. Unless you have a really good friends from your old guild, if you join a new guild, the chances of you keeping in touch with your old guild, at a certain point you might be like, oh hey, my new guild is doing an alt run, I'll just run the alt run with my new guild and stuff like that. So don't set, like, I don't like to set expectations where like, I'm gonna leave a guild and I'm gonna keep in touch with everybody. I don't set expectations like that. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. Do you know what I mean? I know it sounds really negative in terms of ways, but look at life. How many people legitimately stay in touch with their high school friends? Or even certain college friends? College is a bit different, I guess, but like high school or college or whatever. How many people legitimately keep in touch with them? Shit, I haven't opened my weekly chest. It depends. I raid with my social guild and find mythic guild on my server to serve as a bench player to see content my guild isn't doing on the social guild off nights. It's not bad. If it works for you, man, go for it, dude. I just joined. Did he play the 5 mask vision yet? Not yet. I hate this gaming system. I want to PvP, but I also want to do Mythic Plus, and I'm in a position now where I have to choose between buying 8 expedients for PvE or 8 verses for PvP. Is versatility still worth? Have people tried out Gushing Wounds? I heard Gushing Wounds at PvP is really strong as well. Would you go for full ineffable stack for Mythic Nuzz or go with combination of Expedient and Masterful? I would probably... This is the thing. I've been running like 6 ineffables and then racing, and then because I only had like a haste proc or mastery proc. So I've been running 6 ineffables and mastery and haste proc, and I've had really good numbers with it. So it absolutely works, man. But next week, like, this is what I'm doing. I'm going Mimi build. I'm going a super Mimi build. Next week, I'm actually not buying a single ineffable this week. Maybe one ineffable on my Holy Paladin. I'm gonna go... 7... No. Yeah, 7, 8, 9... 11... I'm gonna be running... like 310. I'm gonna go 2 tier. I'm gonna go 2 tier 2 ineffables because of the corruption resistance increase. So I'll be able to run 7 tier 1s and 2 tier 2s with a total of, I think I'm gonna be like over 40 corruption or something, but it doesn't matter for me because I'm gonna try and experiment with an insane. Next week I'm gonna try and experiment with the insane ineffable stacking. So you can ask me questions like these next week about like, how does it feel stacking full ineffable? Because next week I'll go full ineffable on my Holy Paladin and I'll see how it goes. But I have a sneaky suspicion that if you don't get good, if you invest everything in ineffable and if you don't get good procs, it's gonna be feeling giga bad. So it's like super orangey spec. Does it make a big difference if I gave Twilight on a strength weapon? Have a Twilight on a strength weapon? Wait. Are you using a two-hander as a holy? Replay have you give me with your guides. Keaton, thank you, man. I sent a message on Discord. Would you mind giving a look if you have a minute? Let me see. Wait, where is it on Discord? Where is it on Discord? I don't see it on the thing. Did you tag me? It's rank 3 and I don't want to buy a new Twilight, but I also can't afford more than 5 ineffables. Dude, I would not use a strength weapon for Holy Paladin, dude. I'll be honest with you, dude. That's next level memes. UI questions. Gladi. Oh, I replied to it. Man. I'm gonna use G600 for it. G600 is not even that more expensive for me, man. I didn't even know they discontinued G600s. Like, G600 is £68 for me. 68 Pandorinos. Okay, this one's 72 pounds. But if I go to Razor Naga, it's around the same price, man. I remember this used to cost £50. Am I wrong? That this used to cost £50? Like dirt cheap compared to the Razor Naga? What the fuck is this? This is a copy. Dude, this looks super similar to G600. Dude, it even has a third button! Can they do that? That's a copy of G600, man. That's legit a copy of G600. For half the price. Has anyone got this? Is this worth? Who's the designer of this? Is this a good brand? Impact. I don't know what the fuck Impact is. Dude, that is a copy of G600, man. Is that Rocat? That seems like Rocat, no? Like, the thing is, I've had the G, like I'm not even kidding. I've had the G600, this bad boy here. I've had the G600, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I use this every day for like whatever. It's sometimes it's filthy. I wash it and all that shit. You know, I've had this for something like 8 years. I've had this for something like 8 years. This is the best value spent I've ever had, man. And there's not a single issue with it. Is it 8 years? It's something like 8 years. It is an insane. Like, this should have been broken. The problem is, like, this is due to break. Like, let's be completely honest. How many items can you buy for 8 years? Mistreated every day for like 8 hours per day. And like, this is due to break. If this is gonna break at this given point, my mouse, I'll be like, yeah, dude, it was supposed to break like 3 years ago or something. So I'm definitely looking for like, I either buy the same one or buy, like, I'm kind of interested in this, but I doubt that this is gonna, I doubt this is gonna be as sturdy, man. I don't know. Like, this looks exact. Wait, what the fuck are these buttons here? Do you see it? What is this? That's another side buttons. Oh my god. No, that's not side buttons. It's another. Like, I'm pretty sure this is gonna be. So it's not gonna last a long time. Like, why would I stay away from a mouse that lasted me 8 years? That's literally the best product I've ever bought, if I really think about it. It's literally the best. I bought an electric toothbrush for like 50 euro that dropped once and broke. That's after a week of use. I've literally dropped it from this height. I bought an electric toothbrush. I dropped it from this height by accident and it broke. Like, there was not a single dent in it, but it stopped working. Like, god, I've dropped this mouse like 20 times, man. Get closer. Which one is this one, dude? Like, I think brand in I think brand in PC peripherals is really big, because I feel there's so many knockoffs out there with just cheap manufacturing thing. I think you're far better off spending a little bit extra for a good brand. Usually, like, things like clothing brands, I think, are the biggest ripoffs ever. Like, who gives a shit about buying, I don't know, like Gucci fucking t-shirt for like 200 euro? Like, there's Kanye West white t-shirt, like a white t-shirt for 200 euro, and it's just because it's Kanye West brand. Like, who cares about that? But like, I think brands and peripherals is pretty important. I don't know if I could get used to this, dude. I'll be completely honest with you. This seems way different. Like, is this that much better? Is this that much better? I don't know if I can get used to this. Like, I honestly feel the Logitech one, I could not have gotten a better one. I need to get a new one. I need to get a backup, because if it breaks, I will not be able to get used to it. I find the IQ software is better, the products last longer. I'm not a fan. The only thing that I'm not a fan of is Logitech software. Not a huge fan of Logitech software. Huge fan of the hardware, not a huge fan of the software. That's the only thing, but it could be worse. 100% it could be worse. I still think Logitech is still that mouse is a solid choice. I'm like almost 100% certain that the Logitech mouse is far better than the Razer mouse, because I've heard so many people complain about the Razer mouse breaking after a year. I've heard so many people. How many people had the Razer Naga or whatever and it broke in less than a year? I've heard so many people complaining it. So many people complaining about it breaking it so soon. Like, don't get me wrong, apparently the design looks really nice. I think the software is pretty nice. It's just, it's not durable from what I've seen. This is not my opinion because I have never owned. Oh, I owned Razer Black Widow keyboard, and that was good. I liked it. I owned that before, but I never owned Razer mouse before, so I don't know what they're like. I owned the keyboard. The keyboard was good. The keyboard was good. The reason I stopped using the keyboard, the keys were so loud. I could not stream. I could not stream with that keyboard because it was just too loud. It's not for streaming, if you know what I mean. It's just too loud. But if I didn't care about, I actually gave it to my brother and he told me that when he plays at night, he makes so much noise with the keyboard that it wakes up the neighbors, kind of thing. But maybe I shouldn't say anything about Razer because I haven't owned it personally, so I don't know. I haven't owned it personally, so I honestly don't know. I had Razer Epic Naga for 5 years before I had to replace it. That's not bad. That's the 5 years for a mouse is not bad, man. What keyboard do you use now? I use Logitech. I use a wireless. I use a wireless keyboard. This is Logitech G613. G613. The keys are awesome, man. I don't know what make they are, but the keys are awesome. I really like it. I really like it. I got like I use a lot of Logitech stuff because I really like Logitech. It's probably my favorite brand right now. Logitech is my favorite brand. Those things. I wish I could get. I was thinking because I know Logitech bought blue thing. I was gonna get the blue microphone as well. But I ended up getting a cheaper deal on this microphone. But I was gonna get the blue microphone because I think Logitech owns blue now. So that's pretty cool as well. I prefer Corsair MX red keyboard. I don't own a single thing from Corsair. Is that weird? I don't think I've ever owned this. No, yeah, these are Logitech wireless. I don't think I've owned. I bought Corsair wireless headphones to my brother for his birthday. And he loved it. So he said it was amazing. So I think Corsair is pretty good. He said it was amazing. He really liked the wireless headphones. He said he was banging around them all the time and they lasted for ages. So he really liked it. I use Logitech G600. It has a Rovic chip mechanical switches. And it's more squishy and doesn't feel as good as Cherry MX. I don't know what keys are these, man. I have a lot of shit, man. I have a lot of shit because I got stuff sent from Logitech as well. I got stuff sent from Logitech. Like I have the G935 headphones. Let me do the thing. It's gonna be an unboxing shit. I have the Logitech G930 that I haven't even used. That I'm gonna use after these ones gonna break or they're gonna wear off. These are the I don't know what these ones are. There's nothing in here. I can't remember these ones now. I have G633 Artemis headphones as well that I still haven't used as well. And I have like 3 keyboards that are perfectly fine as well. Where's the 3 keyboards? Oh yeah, this keyboard is great, man. This keyboard here. This keyboard is great, man. It's filthy as fuck, man. I don't know if I want you to see it. This keyboard is great. This is the previous keyboard I have. It has a dock for your phone, which I really like. This needs to be watched. He has a dock for your phone that you can put in here. This is G910. So this is the previous keyboard that I had. That was really, really nice. And if this one runs out of batteries or something, I'm using this one. If this one runs out of battery, I'm using this one as well. And the same with the headphones. You see, the reason I'm using these headphones, wait, what is it? The reason I'm using these headphones is because they're insanely comfortable for over-ear headphones. It's insanely comfortable for over-ear headphones. First of all, if you're like playing for like, a lot of people would be like, hey, I hate over-ear headphones because I have to like, again, if you stream or play games or whatever, I have to wait them for 8 hours or whatever. These are wearing off now. But I can keep them on my head for like 10 hours, 20 hours without anything. And that's the most important thing. I don't really care. Like, the sound quality is great, but I'll be completely honest with you. I don't really care about the sound quality. For me, the number one thing is comfort by a mile. And I think these are really comfortable for what they do. Unboxing stream. I don't have a good monitor. My monitor is really terrible. My monitor is really, really terrible. It's the next thing. It's the next thing that I need to get. I won't buy a 4K monitor. I'm thinking about 2K monitor. I will buy a 2K monitor. Elon Musk is my holy priest healer. I do raids, but would you recommend me stacking up to IT or do a little mix between IT and Masterful? I don't know how much IT you want exactly on Holy Priest, man. I think that people have been experimenting with different numbers. I don't think you go full IT stacking like you do with Holy Paladin. I think you want to have a decent mixture, but I haven't looked at what other Holy Priests are doing in the raids as well. How's the breathability? It's pretty good. Like during summers it doesn't sweat all that much. This is super worn off because I've been wearing this for like 20 years, man. Not 20 years, I've been wearing this like insane. I've raised it as a keyboard instead. Asus PG monitor is what I have, 27 inches, 2K, 165 Hz. I don't need 4K. I would honestly I would honestly not buy a 4K monitor at this point. Not for World of Warcraft, man. I will not buy a 4K monitor. I have been thinking about a 2K monitor on the other hand. I have been thinking about a 2K monitor for a long time. I've heard 2K monitors are pretty juicy in between versions. I wonder how many people are actually using 2K though. My monitor, so what happened to my monitor? I had a Logitech I had BenQ monitor that was like 120 Hz or whatever, and it was really solid and everything. But when I upgraded my new computer, the cable, because this monitor is so old, this monitor is like I mentioned, 8 years old. Like I've had this for maybe less, but I've had this for a long time. The cable that came with it was DVI or something. I can't remember what it was. It was like super old version that my card does not have. So I have to get a new cable. And I didn't realize this, but a new cable is a big fucking deal for a lot of monitors to graphic card components. The new cable, like I've tried DisplayPort, HDMI, and it was just never able to get back to the 120. So I'm running with 60 at the moment. Wait, what's the cat doing? Give me a second. Timbers, what are you doing? Little kitten, you little rat. You little rat. Dude, it's peeling off. I'm sick of you, dude. So I've been playing with a really shitty version of the monitor. It's something that I've been wanting to replace for like probably half a year now. It's been something that I want to replace for half a year now, and I think I'm gonna get it soon. I use 2K 144 hertz monitor and never regretted the 140 hertz from 60 is the big difference, and it feels much nicer. Can you really maintain that much FPS on WoW though? Like legit, like real talk. Can you maintain 144 frames in WoW? I don't think I would ever even be able to get that. I don't think I'll ever be able to get that in raids. Like, I don't think I'll ever be able to get that in raids, if I'm being very honest. Outside of raids, yeah, sure. This is why I cap my FPS at 60. My monitor can't do any more than 60. So I cap my FPS at 60. So you'll never see me getting more than 60. With 2080. Well, I think I have a 2060. Yo, Propaganda, how are you today, man? Why would you need 144 hertz for WoW? I'll probably get it anyways because there's not much choice for good monitors with high refresh rates, but it's absolutely not an important factor. I don't really care about the FPS thing. I wanted to get, I don't know, is the Nvidia G-Sync thing worth? Is the G-Sync feature worth? What I wanted for monitor was, I wanted it to be 27 inches, number one thing, 27 inches, 2K compatible, so I can make the UI fit in 2K and 1K or 180, because it's gonna have different configurations for the UI. I wanted to have 2K. If I wasn't streaming, I would absolutely go for an ultra wide monitor. I've seen the ultra wide monitors and I think they're fucking insane. I think it's a huge advantage to have that much real estate on your screen. I would go ultra wide straight away. But the problem with ultra wide is that if you're making videos or streaming, it is like you get the black box at the top and the bottom, and like editing is a nightmare. Everything, like if you want to compress, if you don't want the black box, you need to change a whole lot of shit. And I was like, screw this, man. I'm not going, like, I'm not putting in. It's just, it would change everything. But if I wasn't streaming, ultra wide all the way, man. It would be a no-brainer for me, especially for World of Warcraft. You can legitimately have, like, I don't know, so much information available to you, and not clutter up your screen, if you know what I mean. It's insane. I get 90 to 80 FPS. I don't stream, so that's probably dips your FPS. My Asus PG275 is G-Sync and never had a problem at all. Sharpness, no magnitude. Ultra wide is great. Playing WoW with 42.9 is sweet. Do you have it, Scoregasm? Do you have ultra wide? Do you have ultra wide? What is this Amazon link? What is this? This is US though. Skeptra? What is this brand? I've never heard of this brand. Okay, AMD FreeSync. That's what I forgot. That's the AMD FreeSync display board HQI. Is curved worth it? I'm not fussed about curved, if I'm being honest with you. That's dirt cheap for what it is, man. That's dirt cheap for what it is. I don't think you'll be able to find that in UK. 144 refresh rate as well. FreeSync. Blue light mode. That's what I really want, the blue light mode. I really want... I'm not sure if it actually works though. Yeah, I'm quite certain this doesn't exist. This brand doesn't exist in UK, man. I honestly feel that it's so much cheaper to get shit on American Amazon and stuff like that. Oh, it does. No. No, it doesn't exist because I've checked this before. Difference is £50. Like I think that's the cheapest you can get in UK. I think it's around 200. Wait, this is a 23 inch. Whoa, that's door cheap. 27 inch 75 hertz for 160 pounds. Temporary out of stock. What the fuck? Dude, and the 144 hertz is 300 pounds. I need to check it into later on though. My buddy has 3 of them. Oh, this is your ultra wide screen. Dude. This is insane. This has to be an advantage in my eyes. This has to be an advantage. Like you can have, I don't know, you can have any random shit here. You can be playing a second game in this area here while playing World of Warcraft, man. Like I just don't see, like if it was up to me, I'll buy ultra wide in a second, man. I'll buy ultra wide in a second. Like you can have your damage meters all the way to the left and stuff like that, or the right, and not having to buy only the most important stuff in your field of view, or the most imminent field of view type of thing. Was that a 5 millisecond thing? I'm very confused with balance and resto, stat priorities and stat percentage of both PvP and PvE. I don't know about PvP, man. I'll be honest with you. This is the wrong channel to ask for PvP stuff. I don't PvP a lot. You can't see that much as possible to pay attention, dude. Of course, like the thing is, of course I'm not gonna be like looking all the way to the left. Like I don't care about the damage meters or healing meters. I don't care about this during a fight. After the fight ends, I'll go and have, okay, I did this much damage, I did this healing. I feel it's far much better than my damage meters being this close and kind of interacting with my eyesight. Like I don't need to see this. Like I don't need to see this at all. I don't need to see chat for the time being. I just need to see this, and then everything else can be squished to the left or the right, where I will only look at them after the fight ended and do an analysis type of thing. Do you know what I mean? I would love to try it out, but there's no way I'm gonna get it. There's no way I'm gonna get it. There's no way I'm gonna get it because video editing. So this is an impossible dream. It's an impossible dream, dude. Yeah, dude, I've been talking about random shit so much, dude. Let's do the chest, man. Let's do the chest. Any guesses for the chest, boys? You know what I actually need? You know what I actually really need? I need wrists, haste mastery, braces, haste mastery. Oh, actually, the best thing I would need is Mechagon rings. Mechagon ring, boys. Mechagon rings. I need to look up at the TN panels and stuff like that. I forgot what the difference was between the two. Vendor gear. Let's go, boys. Ah, dude, vendor gear it is, man. Haste mastery. This would have been biz if it wasn't. This would have been biz. Actually, wait. Yeah, this is. I have gushing wounds, man. I have gushing wounds. I have gushers, man. For raids, I could. I'm not gonna prioritize. I'm not gonna optimize my druid for raids. My druid is gonna be mythic plus. My Druid is gonna be mythic plus healer. For raids, I'm not gonna optimize it. I'm just going to do the bare minimum of getting enough haste. But I'm gonna buy like triple expedients today, or not today, depending on what kind of loot I can get. Let's see how it goes. I bought 260 ineffables. Nice, Alexander. I'm sorry, there was a lot of chat. I didn't get to answer a whole lot. Question mark. What's up, Blake? Did I miss out on something? Oh, for Holy Paladin, I missed out on the thing. There's a lot of chat going on. Why can't I see? It must have been ages ago you wrote that. Yeah. This must be. Why can't I see that? My chat software is failing me. For Holy Paladin, what haste percentage would you recommend before stacking mastery for raid healing? I don't know, dude. Just fucking go with whatever, man. Like, legit. Just try and pick up haste mastery gear and you should be fine. Like, legit, you'll save so much trouble trying to figure this out. Try and pick up as much haste mastery gear as you can and just go with it. Like, legit. This is the best advice I can give you, anyone to the thing. Because haste mastery is super solid for Holy Paladin. Instead of going to like, hey, I need this, I need 35% or whatever, there really isn't a specific number. I do feel that haste, stacking haste, like if you go like 50% haste or for like an extreme amount of haste, I do feel that with heroism and haste procs, there's a chance you're going to be losing a lot of value from haste. But generally speaking, I have not seen my haste deteriorating, and I'm running at like 30-35% haste on my Holy Paladin, and I've not seen my haste deteriorating. I do feel that mastery stacking is going to be the way to, if you have a decent amount of haste, I feel mastery stacking is going to be the way to go on fights like Moth and stuff like that, where there's a lot of stacking. Because my mastery becomes my best stat on those fights. My mastery becomes really strong, man. Anything on the 25% feels bad. Oh, for raiding Holy Paladin, I'm assuming you're anywhere between 30 to 40% haste. Because I definitely recommend people to go haste mastery gear. Try and pick up as much haste mastery gear, and you genuinely won't go wrong with that type of setup. At least in raids. Like, legitimately. Like, for Mythic Plus is where people hanging around 20-25% haste. For raids, people are hanging around 30-40% haste. I'm not saying this is what you should be hanging around with. I'm just saying this is what a lot of people are doing, and I specifically prefer having a good amount of haste as well. But like I mentioned, if you have like 40-50% haste or something insanely crazy like that, I do feel that with heroism you are going to be capping. I also will be testing what is my haste on my Druid? Boomkin. 40-50% right now. 40-50%. But I'm not gonna be optimizing. Like for raids, I would like to go like 50-60%. But if I'm gonna do the raid today with the guild, there's no point for me to buy expedient and apply expedient on my rings or in my boots or whatever, when there's a high chance that I might get the loot from the raid. So basically I'm going to be doing, I'm still in the process of building the overpowered gear for Resto Druid, and I have a good understanding of what the overpowered gear is gonna look like. I just need them to drop. I just need them to drop. I'm juicing now. Gushing Wounds, Expedient. Wow, we got the crit haste with the socket. Ah, that kind of sucks. Gushing Wounds at 465, that's the only thing that's a bit... Crit haste, dude. You have a lot. The only thing that I'm not 100% is the 465. Wait, where is it? I don't know where it is now. 465 Gushing Wounds. I don't know if that's worth on 465. Wait, you actually applied Gushing Wounds in 465? Oh, that was 100% not worth, dude. Oh, that was 100% not worth. I don't think Gushing Wounds is worth for anything other than 475s at this point. I think if you're going 465, you might as well be going like Twisted Appendages. I'm not 100% certain on it, but I think it's like you might as well just be going. I think that was a waste of Gushing Wounds, dude. Or you probably will be looking to replace that. Yeah, that sucks, dude. Dude, don't feel bad, man. This whole corruption nonsense shit and optimizing your characters and optimizing every piece of gear is like a brain like how many people legitimately get anxiety? Like, don't get me wrong, Ineffable rank 1 is super easy for Holy Paladin to apply. But how many people legitimately get anxiety when they're like, Jesus, okay, Expedient came about. Okay, dude. I can buy 3 Expedients on my Druid, but do I want to get Masterful? What about this raid gear? Do I want to apply this raid gear? This piece has Leech on it. Yeah, this has Leech on it. That could be good for raids, but it's not really that good for Mythic Plus. So I guess I'm not gonna apply Expedient on this. Like legitimately, how many people get like in these like it's crazy. It's crazy that I can't find a single quest to do, man. What's the name of your headphones? I honestly don't know. Logitech. I honestly don't know, dude. I don't know. These are leather black ones. There's not a single indentation to tell me. There's not a single indentation to tell, and I don't have the box for this. I've lost the box for this. I don't know, dude. I legit don't know. I'm sorry, man. I legit don't know. I have no idea. Oh, wait. It should have it here, right? Logitech G4 333 gaming headset, but it's not mesh. It's not mesh, it's leather. I think I got a special edition. The guy, the people at Logitech sent me a special edition because I'm a special boy, dude. They sent the special edition back in the day for the leather. I prefer the leather. I like the leather. I like the leather one actually. But the mesh one is good as well. I have the mesh one as well. And it's actually excellent as well. You could actually maybe make a point that the mesh one is better for summer. Am I disconnecting? Oh, I'm not disconnecting. I'm just in resto gear and not boomkin gear. Like there's certain classes that definitely have an easy corruption build. Like if you're a Holy Paladin, you really don't have it that bad. You could just go 9 rank 1 Ineffables, and that could be pretty good for basically majority of content out there. Mythic Plus and Raid. Like same with Mage. Mage can go with like 70, can go over 70 corruption with Masterful stacking, and they'll be fine with it. Arms Warrior, go with the crazy amount of Expedient stacking. Destruction Warlock, Expedient stacking. Hunter is a bit different. Hunter is kind of severe stacking, expedient stacking, masterful stacking for Mythic Plus. I think for raids it's all severe, right? I don't know about the hunter in raids. I think it's severe. The funny part is this, man. The funny part is this. I don't understand why this happened, because I don't know why it ended up being like this. In MDI, what's MDI gear level? What's MDI gear level? Like 475 or something like that. You do 19 keys. Like in MDI, when the corruption was available, every single hunter was going with like literally severe, like an insane severe stacking. We're talking about like crazy amount of crit. Every single hunter in MDI even removed. Wait, yeah, even removed. Do you know there is a Skitcher Bow, Whispering Truth? They even removed Whispering. They didn't even use the bow. You were able to use the bow, but they didn't use the bow. They just went super severe stacking. And people were assuming that, hey, severe stacking is the way to go. But now that the corruption is available for BM hunters, severe stacking is not the most popular way of going. Actually, a balanced look of BM balanced stats for Mythic Plus seems to be the way to go. So that begs the question. Did the MDI people or MDI BM hunters plebbed out on itemization so bad, or was there a specific reason they were going all on severe stacking? Like it begs the question. Did the BM hunters in MDI, did they fuck up with theory crafting? Because every single hunter went full severe and removed even Whispering Truths corruption. Or maybe that worked better for like 19 keys where mobs die quicker or something. Like that's the thing. Maybe because if the mobs don't live that long, or you do a bigger pulls, severe might be a better way to go. So maybe there's actually different builds for lower keys and high keys. I am doing so bad with this daily quest. I don't understand. Where, like, what is going on, dude? It's taking so long. I'm so bad. Just for oh, hello, Dawn. How are you, man? Astro A500 is a great wireless headphone, super comfortable too. I was thinking about getting wireless ones as well. Just for a big background, those who are not part of the gold making community, basically gold makers use an add-on called Trade Skill Mass at TSM to scan auction house quickly, cancelling and reposting and they uncut or not. Oh, you're talking about Blizzard basically removing all the auction house add-ons because they were clogging up shit. Because the scanning, all that shit was slowing down everything. I guess it's RIP TSM, right? I guess it's RIP TSM. The people that normally access the commercials except so they didn't bother to sim all the stuff. It's possible they just flipped out. I use 9 rank wounds on Holy Paladin, swap out some for TD3 in plus, in TD in plus, keeping at least 9% IT. In Mythic Plus I do the same thing. I like to use Ineffable. Sorry, I like to use TD. But I run more than 3 in Mythic Plus. I still run like 5 ITs. I'm gonna be doing an experiment that if you're a Holy Paladin, I definitely recommend, definitely recommend tuning in next reset. But I'm gonna be running like a 300. When I'll be running 310 corruption resistance on my Holy Paladin. I'll be running 310 corruption resistance to just meme out. I didn't want to make a mistake, boys. I didn't want to make a mistake. What comes out of that? I didn't want to make a mistake. You need a calculator for that? Dude, I don't want to make a mistake, man. I need a calculator for 2 plus 2. I'm so pissed that I fucked up that piece. Dude, it's probably not even that bad, man. It's probably not even that bad. Like, I'll be honest with you, it's probably not even that bad. The difference is probably going to be marginal. It's probably going to be super marginal. I'm not corruption resistant, cooldown recovery. Oh, you need to use the add-on normally. What did people used to do? I think the added throttle now still works, just puts you in a queue after like 30 transactions or something. Hey, I'm new to Resto Druid. Would you say it's better to use two-hander staff or one-handed with Druid offhand? Makes no difference at all. Makes no difference at all if you use a one-hander or two-hander. But if you're applying corruption, it's far better to have off-hander and one-hander, because you have an additional piece to apply corruption on. But because you're a new player, I doubt it you have enough corruption resistance, because Blizzard has refused to make Al catch up for corruption to be not insanely crazy. Like, I'm pretty sure if you created an Al to catch up on corruption resistance will take you like, I don't know, like September or some shit like that. Maybe not crazy like this, but to catch up on corruption resistance is gonna take a long time if you start a character right now, which is a little bit silly, because let's be honest, Blizzard could just say something like, if you have an alt who doesn't have max corruption, doing vision, every vision will give you the 3 corruption resistance. Like, they could just do that, like, and I don't think people would be angry about it. I don't think people would be angry if that would happen. Do you know what I mean? Would you be angry if you would be able to catch up to max corruption as an alt? Dude, I have the worst. I need to get a haircut, man. This is a nonsense. This is a nonsense, dude. I need to look acceptable.
They're vanquished. They're not. The Waste Wonders can handle the rest.
Oh shit, I was about to teleport. I need to do the 5 mask vision now, and I'm probably gonna have to transfer my Druid to Alliance. I don't want to pay 30 euro, dudes. I don't want to pay 30 euros. How much gold does it cost to get 30 euro? $500,000.
Any news?
Well, I need to transfer because I need to be able to raid with my Alliance guild to get. This is the rest of Druid segment. This is the biz gear that I want to get on my rest of Druid. This is something that I will consider for myself personally. A gear that I'll be happy to push keys with. So like this would be the gear. So in best case scenario, 485 Nazot ring. 485 Nazot ring is gonna have gushing wounds. 485 Carapace boots, they're gonna have gushing wounds on. Because the Nazot ring doesn't have mastery, I'll probably use something like Foot Bomb of Champion ring 475 to give me a shitload of mastery, 300 mastery, because mastery is gonna be an issue. Now, if I don't have Nazot ring, 475, I already have it. 475 damage an enemy from behind or use 3 different spells, and then give you haste for Mythic Plus. This is for Mythic Plus mainly. This is on Mythic Plus. So if I don't have the Nazot ring, I'll go with the Workshop rings. The Workshop rings will leave me with very low mastery. So that means I will need to have every single piece with mastery on it. So now, let's say I have the Gushing Wounds, Carapace boots, 485, they give you mastery. I have Haste Mastery, Leggings of the Insatiable mod. This is gone from Visions. Belt. There is a not Nazot belt. There is a Haste Mastery Zanesh belt that I want. I'll get that belt, Haste Mastery, I'll apply Expedient. So that's one Expedient piece. This is a second Expedient piece. Now, gloves, these gloves are pretty insane. Crit Mastery, Leech, and a Socket, so I'm probably not going to replace those. But if I didn't have those, there is Drestakar gloves that give you Haste Mastery? I can't remember. So I would like to pick up Drestakar Haste Mastery gloves as well. Then, this is a big mistake that I made. I put Expedient on a Crit Haste piece. There is Haste Mastery Shatar bracers that I want. That I really, really want. I apply Expedient on that. I apply Expedient on this. I apply Expedient on this. And I have Gushing Wounds on this. And I have Gushing Wounds on the weapon. On the ring from the sun. Now, there is Skitra Axe. Or a Skitra, not Axe, Skitra weapon that gives you Haste Mastery. And there is a Nesh 475 offhand that gives you Crit Haste. Not the best one, but that's the only 475 piece that you can get. So you can't complain. Now trinkets, I only have a 460 Vita charged trinket. I would like to get a 475 from Mythic Raden. And I already have a 475 Forbidden Obsidian Claw for Mythic Plus. I'll be using this combo in Mythic Plus. And this would be my perfect setup for us to Druid. At least two Gushing Wounds. At least 2 Gushing Wounds, maybe more. Around 3 or 4 Expedients. And then probably a Masterful somewhere in there. Masterful somewhere in there. I missed out on Gushing Wounds though. This guy has 6 Gushing Wounds. Dude, there are people who are running full Gushing Wounds and like TD builds and stuff like that. Gushing Wounds is worth it, but it's even more worth it than 485 piece. Offhand from weekly chest. I already opened weekly chest, I didn't get an offhand. Just ditch the Mechagon rings, I think. With Mechagon rings, so this is the thing. There's 3 ring sets right now that I have. There's 3 ring sets that I feel like are going to be really, really strong. So, you have the first Nazot ring, you put Gushing Wounds on that, you don't have mastery on it, you go something heavy mastery. The second ring is probably gonna be like my foot bomb ring that gives you mastery. You also have a chance of using crafted rings. If you get a good crafted ring with like low haste and super heavy mastery, that's also could be a really good option. Then the second option in my opinion is the Mechagon rings, but with the Mechagon rings, it's really, really important that if you're using Mechagon rings, it's really important that you're gonna have like mastery on every other piece. Because otherwise you're gonna be running very low mastery. If you don't have the Mechagon rings, then I feel the Loop of Pulsing Veins and Foot Bomb Championship ring, those are super, super solid options. I feel like those are the ones that you might go might be the best way. Can you explain how the 3 different spell Mechagon ring works? Use 3 different spells and it procs. It has like a 30-second cooldown. It has like a 30-second cooldown. I mean, how much explaining is there to do, bro? Like, I don't have the 3 different rings, so I can't really test out the... Like, maybe there's certain spells that are memey. I have the one that... and I'm gonna be using it for a raid, but I don't think it's gonna be worth it. Like, look at this. Look at my raid gear. Like, I have the ring that you damage an enemy from behind, you're gonna heal enemies. Look how stupid it is. If I put Moonfire on it, and if I just... Like, if I turn around, I proc it. So if this is a stationary target, I put Moonfire, and I just go to the left side, and he keeps proccing. It doesn't even have to be behind. It has to be on the side. I think it does it like this angle. This angle, like this sideway angle, counts as a behind. It's super weird, man. I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you on. Like you see, it procced me just as I went to the side. It's super forgiving. But this is the one that damaged enemy from behind. That's the damage enemy from behind, so it's different. But the making on rings don't have a lot of mastery, so keep that in mind. For the damage enemy from behind is a 30-second cooldown. I don't know what it is for the. I don't know what it is for the use trade, because I don't have a single. I never gotten the use 3 different spells. I was like, it's super weird. I just never received it. But look at this. The damage enemy from behind is so memey. Look at this. I put Moonfire on it, and I just move to the side of the boss. Look at this. I'm gonna proc it here. And oh, it's a 15-second cooldown, my bad. It's only a 15-second cooldown. So I just have to literally be on the side of the boss and have Moonfire on it. And this is what I'm gonna have to do in the raid, because I'm gonna try and proc this. So I'm gonna have to. Moonfire is a lot cheaper than Sunfire, so I'm just gonna keep Moonfire on and just go to the side. You see, I just got healing like that. So it's like it's. The problem is for raids, I would probably use 3 different spells, but for Mythic Plus, it's like I only have the one if you damage an enemy from behind them. So do you still stack mastery when you never run out of mana drinking Mythic Plus? I stack haste because I feel I can't spit out spells. Haste stacking is the way to go right now with Expedient, but you have to keep in mind that if you don't have enough mastery, spitting out spells fast is not really gonna mean all that much, because mastery is still there's a balance between having a super fast spells, but your spells also doing healing. Mastery is still like the best healing stat. It's still an insanely good healing stat. But after you reach a point where you feel like you can heal up people, stacking Expedient is definitely something that a lot of people are doing, and I'm going to be doing. I just told you, I need about 6 pieces from raid to get my best build. And it's 6 pieces from raid. So I need nothing from this. I need this and this, biz. So I'm gonna coin Zanesh. Nothing from High Mind. I need wrist from Shatar, so I'm gonna coin Shatar. I don't really need gloves because I already have good gloves, but I could use them in case. So I'll try and get this, but I'm not gonna coin this. Il'gynoth is whatever, I don't need shit from Il'gynoth. I need Vexiona's chest as a backup chest because it's still very, very strong. If you don't have Moth Helm, I definitely advise you to get it. It's one of the biz right now. Vexiona's chest is strong as well. I need Radan's Titan Charge quite badly. I need this quite badly. And I need this. I'm not 100% sure on the chest for this, because this is pretty shit in terms of what it gives you. Like, Rampart Growth is alright for Mythic Plus. It's pretty good, I guess. If you need healing, Heart of Darkness is good, but your tertiary abilities, Runebinder and... I mean, you could use this. I'll be honest with you. You could use this. I'm just not sure what Runebinder uptime is. Does anyone know what Runebinder general uptime is? I feel like the uptime on this might be really low. I feel like the uptime on this might be really low, to be honest. And I'm not sold on this yet. So maybe I'll try and pick this up, but I really want the Azot ring and I really want the legs because they're gonna be 485 and they're like juicy for gushing wounds. They're like juicy, man. Juicy, dude. Juicy. Ones used for trades on tooltip, corruption tooltip, and Azerite tooltip. So I need to do a 5 mask vision right now to get my stuff out of the way. I need to do a fire mask. You know what? Let's see what this is gonna do. I would need double Sunfire, but I CBA going double Sunfire. I CBA going double Sunfire just for this, because this is gonna be my raid gear. Can you talk about keybinds and how you migrate them across different specs? It'll take me too long to do stuff. I have a keybind video. Damn, I have a keybind video. You can type in healer keybinds on YouTube. I go through a lot of stuff. I also have Mother and Underwater rings, both with Sucker and one with Leech, so I don't know if you should try and use the making on ones. Leech is not that good in Mythic Plus, keep that in mind. But if you have sockets, yeah. I can get your Druid in our raids, just send me some gold. I already. How am I gonna send you gold, dude? I'm on Kazakh. You mentioned using these rings for Paladin raid build, but is it worth losing mastery and gaining crit instead? Yes. I'm using the Mechagon rings on my Paladin all the fucking time, dude. In raids. In raids, at least. In Mythic Plus, I'm not 100% certain. In Mythic Plus, I like to have... In Mythic Plus, what I do on my Holy Paladin, I go with the... You know the Mechagon rings? You know this Mechagon ring, Loop of Division, that has crit? I have another ring, it's called Logic Loop of something else. And I use those two rings to give me like 800 crit. Because I try to... my gear is so badly optimized for Holy Paladin in Mythic Plus. I have so much mastery that I don't have a lot of crit. So I try to get to 40% crit. But for raids... Dude, it does like 2 or 3% of your healing. People don't realize how hard... Like, people don't realize how hard... Or how much item level, pure item level, you would need to get 2 or 3% of extra healing. Those rings do around 2 or 3% of your healing in raids. Like the damage from enemy from behind and heal people, heal 5 enemy, 5 friendly targets. They do 2 or 3% of your healing. People don't realize how much item level you would need to actually account for that. It's way more than you think. It's way more than like, oh hey, I'm losing out 50 mastery or 200 mastery. Do you think 200 mastery is gonna account for 3% of your healing? Not even close, man. Not even close. People just can't comprehend at this point. Keep in mind, it's like a big thing. Already. Oh, good golly gumbo, thank you for the prime, dude. It's not prime, it's a tier 1 for 3 months, dude. You got a new icon. You get a new icon today, dude. You get a new icon, man. You get a new icon. What was I gonna do? A 5 mask run? Yes. I was gonna do a 5 mask run. I tried to heal a Mythic 17 Waycrest and got abused because I couldn't keep the tank up. What class were you playing? What about the loss of Leech? In Mythic Plus, Leech is not that big. In raids, it's gonna change a whole lot of things, dude. Especially for Holy Paladin. Especially for Holy Paladin, man. Leech for Holy Paladin is stupidly good, dude. I'm gonna do my Holy Paladin after this. I'm doing my Druid first. I'm gonna do Holy Paladin after this. I still have too much mastery. What week is this, by the way? I don't have hero. I need to buy a couple of things. Oh, dude, I missed out. Mr. Leprechaun. I missed out on the little Leprechaun. How are you doing today, man? Matt, can you tell me if... I missed it out on the things. I'm so sorry, man. Matt, can you tell me how the Ineffable Truth proc works when I see my wings cooldown go down, but when I runs out, my cooldown jumps back up? Oh, because when it assumes when you have Ineffable proc, it assumes that you're gonna have the cooldown reduction for that given period of time. But when the cooldown reduction runs out, the cooldown goes back to the normal kind of deal. So I know what you mean. Like, if Ineffable procs, if you look at your wings, it might be saying like in 20 seconds you're gonna get your wings up. But Ineffable lasts for like 5 seconds, let's say. And after 5 seconds, wings, instead of going to 15 seconds, they go to like 35 or something. So when the cooldown, when you see it on your week aura telling you how much time you have left, that's assuming that you have that cooldown reduction.
I didn't play Legion.
I missed out on the thing. Score, guys. Thank you for the 200 bits, Dad. What do you think will feel worse, losing Corruption, Azerite, or Legendaries? What do you think will feel worse, losing Corruption, Azerite? Dude, Legendaries by far, man. I don't care about... I'm like Corruption. I don't think Corruption is as fun as Legendaries, if I'm honest with you. I don't think Corruption is as fun as Legendaries. But at the same time, I think the worst thing that's gonna feel is the lack of haste. I feel that this is the biggest thing that's I'm gonna hate the most. Like running Resto Druid with like 50% haste, and then going to new Shadowlands and then running Resto Druid with like 10% haste is gonna be a big transition. I genuinely like classes to feel fast with a lot of haste. I genuinely like it. So that's gonna be the biggest thing for me, man. But the weak auras, when you track the weak auras with the wings cooldown and you have Ineffable Truth, they're assuming that you're gonna have that cooldown reduction for forever, basically. So that's what they're telling you, that if you have cooldown reduction until the wings come off cooldown, you're gonna. That's how much. It's kind of hard to explain. That's how much cooldown you get. That's how much time you have left. So if you have like 20 seconds left on wings and you're Ineffable, or if. Just be careful about saying that you're gonna have wings available when Ineffable is proccing. If you tell your raid leader, hey, my Ineffable procced, I'm gonna have wings available in the next 20 seconds, but your Ineffable is only lasting 5 seconds, you're gonna be wrong. You're gonna be wrong. So be careful with it. But that's about the only thing that you need to really know about it. Like legit. Plus, if you have more Ineffable, the cooldown reduction, the cooldown recovery is gonna be faster. It's not cooldown reduction. I should be saying cooldown reduction. It's cooldown recovery. People might get a wrong idea about cooldown reduction, and it's not really it. But what the Pegasus here, dude? I missed out. There's so much chat today. It's so hard to keep up. I'm so sorry. You have 17% leech? Jesus. Hello, Boots. How are you today, man? Like if you, yeah, like the more ineffable stacks you have, the more cooldown recovery you're gonna get. But the problem with ineffable stacking is procs. Ineffable is insanely random. I can show you logs. I can show you logs with my Nazot mythic kill where I do 150k HPS overall. Oh, did I just lag out? Did I just lag out? Oh, because my internet just went up to 700 ms. What the fuck? I just went up to 700 ms, man.
Cha-ching! If you ever need any...
Dude, I've been trying to fix this lagging issue for so long, man.
First trade deer in Shadowlands is Mad's internet.
Dude, Kosali, you're not fucking... Sorry for Kosali, you're not wrong, man. This is actually... I've been trying to fix this lag issue.
You don't want it.
I've been trying to fix this lag issue for so long, man. You actually have no idea. Next thing is gonna be disconnecting my router and just connecting my internet straight to it to see if it's gonna it's causing these issues. Cause it's me, man. Can you give some tips on rest of Shaman and Mythic Plus? I'm at 3.3k IO, but having a hard time to getting a team. It's not bad, man. I mean, if you got to 3.3, I don't think you need that much. If you got to 3.3 and Resto Shaman, I don't think you need all that much advice, man. If you want to push higher, I advise to just delete Shaman and go Resto Druid or Holy Paladin, but I don't think that's the advice you're looking for. You can absolutely push keys with off-meta healers. It's just... how much effort do you want to put in? That's the question, man. Do you know what I mean? It's every time you're gonna apply to like a 20, 21, 22, 23 key, just you have to have in your mind that there's probably a Resto Druid and Holy Paladin applying to the same key. And the leader of the run, most of the time, will prefer those over Resto Shaman. That's not my opinion, that's just the reality right now. And it's a sad reality. Let's hope I'm not gonna lag out, man. Let's hope I'm not gonna lag out. I only have 14 master on Druid, feels bad, man. It's not terrible, man. Like for those 14, I was running 14 mastery for a long time. Are you gonna jump on your Paladin? I'm gonna jump on my Paladin after the 5 mask rule because I'm gonna transfer my Druid to Alliance. How long does the transfer take? It doesn't take that long, right? Is there a specific reason why I don't use live balance invocation on Druid? Because it's kind of shit. You won't see anyone using live balance invocation outside of heroic raids. Like, you won't see anyone using live balance outside of heroic raids. Majority of the time. Usually less than an hour, except for when it takes 2 days. Wait, what? It can take 2 days? Stop! Stop, dude!
Something you wish to discuss?
Kidding me. Stop it! You plebs! Stop it, dudes. Oh, God, I can't even get rid of any of this nonsense gear.
I must uphold my father's legacy.
The biggest thing, let me just relog so the lag is not like 700 ms. If you add by stats, would you buy as much XP as you could? I could get 2. Wait, I didn't read what stats you had. For the rest of the raid, for the quality episode, so smart. Me so smart? Dude, stop. Stop, dude. Do you know when transferring to faction, if there's some bugs that can happen that can mess up something? Like, should I be careful about something when transferring? I still have 700 ms, man. Wait. I know it's a visual bug, but let me just... Like, do I really have 700 ms, man? It's just... visual, right? Yo, Donald, how are you, man? I started BfA at the start of May and using videos on guides to get going, and now I'm 479 and Jesus, the item level of 8 out of 12 mythic in only 2 months. Just wanted to say thank you for the awesome videos. Damn, dude, that's a lot of progress. It's a lot of progress, man, in a very short period of time. Very short period. I love your background. Okay, dudes. Let's just do the fine. Like, I wanted to do the stuff so the transfer will happen and I'll figure out my gear. But then after that, we'll do like Holy Paladin. After that, we'll do Holy Paladin because my Holy Paladin, I think, still needs to come in and do.
What up, pleb skills? How did the RNG chest go this week?
Oh, Zing Daddy, how are you doing today, man? Thank you for 100 bits, man. The chest on Druid was pretty papega, dude. But I only opened Druid because I'm probably gonna transfer my Druid to Alliance today. I'm probably gonna transfer my Druid to Alliance today. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I wish I had double some fire, but you know what? I think this one's gonna be better because I have the. I probably won't. Do I have 2 expediency?
Do you trust me? Never let your guard down.
Resto Shaman main. Should I do my 5 mask and heal spec? I suck at ally. Yeah, you can do it on Resto. Resto is perfectly viable, man. I do 5 mask on every healer every single week. So I do it on Resto. Mistweaver is a fucking pain. I don't advise the Mistweaver. Mistweaver is a pain, man. If there's one healer that I wouldn't want to do it on, I've been building my upwelling gear. Not upwelling gear. I've been building my
Switch. Interrupt. Switch.
Shit, this is bad. I'm gonna get feared.
Switch.
I'm gonna get feared 100%.
Interrupt. Switch.
Man, you know what? I actually hate the haste one. This is the haste one, right? Where you get super slow and super fast. I actually hate that, man. Holy crap. I don't know. I thought this was gonna be I thought that one was super easy for a lot of the times. I actually need a full chest run. I actually can't papega this. I actually need a I need gear for my... I need sockets. Fucking yikes, dude.
Front.
I'm cursing too much. This is a
Front.
family-friendly stream, man.
Switch. Front.
I'm trying to think of... Yeah, this one's here.
Front.
Also, by the way, because I've been running a lot of expedience, I've been running a lot of expedience on Rest of Druid and a lot of ineffable truths. I don't know how many people have experienced this input lag or lag tolerance issues, where at really high hastes you start to feel like abilities not coming off and things like that. So I'm going to be experimenting with a spell queue of 120 ms, because I didn't actually realize that my spell queue was really low, and if you have a really low spell queue, you usually tend to lose out on global cooldowns, lose out on time at really high hastes. So I messed it up. So I'm gonna be trying experimenting with that as well, see if that helps. Because I've definitely been seeing a lot of issues lately with high haste characters and how it lags and stuff like that. And it's not, I'm not talking about my MS lag, I'm talking about like game lag. I think you're gonna have to make the first military campaign quest to be able to use spores to Borealis and Nadjatar. Wait, what? Really? You kidding me, right?
Interrupt. Dance. Dance.
I'm gonna get feared. This minecarver is gonna wreck me. Wait, where can I get the...
Dance.
I didn't even talk to the thing, dude. I'm so clustered, man, today, like a pleb master.
My knives are
Let's search the drag for survivors. I'll conceal any we find.
I haven't done a full run in a long time, and by full run I mean crystals. Crystals in my eyes are so Popega, man, but I actually need sockets, because if I'm gonna replace my resto Druid gear, is there a chest there?
Dance. Dance. Interrupt. Dance. Interrupt.
Check the tailoring shop and orphanage
Dance.
for survivors. I'll keep watch.
Dance.
Oh my god.
Dance.
Minecarver is gonna wreck me. Savage Kato, thank you for the prime, dude. Let's go, man. I appreciate it. I really appreciate the support, guys. I really, really do. This, you know, all the subs and all the things allow me to do this. Allow me to play this game. What did I do with my life? I played a game, dude. I played a game. I mean, there's far worse things to spend your time on. Like, I could be shooting up crack or something. That's worse than playing. Actually, is it? When I really think about it, is it that far different?
Your screams shall echo in the master's halls.
Dance.
Those crystals give you
Dance.
Those crystals give you like 475 extra
Bloodlust.
mementos.
Dance.
Oh my god, I'm playing so bad, dude!
Avoid.
We will never decide.
Dance. Dance.
Those crystals, if you really want to optimize your vision runes for getting maximum amount of corrupted mementos so you can get your socket. It's not per crystal, it's after all the crystals you get 475. So if 475 corrupted mementos is a big deal for you, you should do it. Like generally speaking, if you really want to get your socket some gear, you should always do it. Generally speaking. But that means every rune is a lot longer. If you end up, like, for example, I end up doing a skip here all the time, but I'm not gonna be doing a skip because I need crystals. So I probably lose around, I wanna say 3 minutes minimum doing this zone. Because I search for crystals. My corruptions are now optimized a lot. Today I'll try and do a Resto Druid raid, and I'm hoping to pick up a lot of corruption pieces. Sorry, not corruption, a lot of pieces that I'm gonna apply expedient and gushing wounds on. My build is gonna be expedient and gushing wounds on. Jesus. I pulled somehow. What the f— Dude. 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 That's all for one crystal, man. That's all for one crystal, dude. Is there one here? Is there one here? Oh, there's one inside, man. There's one crystal that can be here. It wasn't. Man. Visions and crystal runes have to be the worst thing in the world. Might actually be the worst thing in the world.
Front. Avoid. Front. Avoid. Front.
We outnumber the
This shows this, it's a weak aura. It's called Crystals, on Wango it's called Crystals Horrific Visions. And you can do 3 dailies for because when you transfer I think you'll have 3 more. Yeah, but I don't do dailies, dude. I can't stomach doing dailies, dude. I'll be honest with you guys, I don't want to sound rude, but I just can't. I can't stand dailies, man. Okay, this is fucked.
Front.
Like, I'm gonna be pushed back by this
Stacks.
guy. Oh no! I just used my thing. What am I missing? I'm missing one chest and one thing. So where the hell did I miss a crystal? Don't tell me it's the legit last crystal of the thing. Don't tell me it's... Ugh. I could have just skipped it. Okay, man, I'm gonna pleb it out. I'm just gonna wait for gift for this. This is the only hard bit of the whole thing. And I don't wanna wreck him. Got my ineffable juice today. How many did you get, Leo? How many did you get, dude? Too much nicotine with the vape. Holy Paladin, Rest of Druid. Better if you just come back. Won't have corruptions and stuff. Probably Rest of Druid. Holy Paladin is insanely gear dependent. 3 glimmers, ineffables. Holy Paladin is very gear dependent. Rest of Druid, not so much. Oh yeah, I don't want to kill this. I want to proc vision.
Come, my pets. Serve your master.
Interrupt. Interrupt.
Yeah, no procs like always.
My beasts will devour you.
Interrupt.
Oh my god, dude. I'm actually papating this dude.
Interrupt. Interrupt. Dodge. Interrupt. Interrupt.
I got all of them. I'm getting all of them, dude. I've just hit 50% haste on Assassination Rogue. Does an Assassination Rogue have like an insanely weird corruption builds for like single target, full AoE, 2 target or whatever, 3 target cleave? Like Assassination Rogue definitely. I'll be honest with you, I feel like if there's a class that dropped down the most from 8.3, it's probably Rogues, man. Rogues were like absolutely mandatory, and now with the corruption and everything. And don't get me wrong, Rogues are still super strong, but it's nothing like they used to be. Like you could have double, triple Rogue meta before, you know that? Like you would have triple Rogues in MDI.
Front. Dance. Front.
Like you still see a lot of Rogues, but I feel like you don't need a Rogue for Mythic Plus anymore. You can have, I don't know. You can have like a really popular build right now in Mythic Plus is like a Fire Mage, BM Hunter, and like Demon Hunter. You can have that. You don't need a Rogue. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to shit on Rogues. Rogues are still really popular. Like what? Like, they're still one of the most popular ones. It's just they've fallen from being absolutely mandatory to do like, oh, this is a good Rogue. Let's bring it.
Dance.
Max DPS setup is probably a Hunter Mage DH. The DH buff is huge. The DH buff is huge for a mage. Because let's be completely honest,
Dance.
mage is the best DPS. A good mage is probably the best thing in Mythic Plus right now.
Dance.
Like on fortified weeks, I'm gonna generalize here right now, but in fortified weeks, a good hunter is gonna do what? 140k overall DPS. I want to say 140k DPS. Of course, it depends on which dungeon you're doing and stuff like that. But I want to say 140. Wait, these are really annoying, right? These are really annoying. Oh no, the things are super annoying for this one. There's one here, I see it. I want to say like 140 for Hunter and stuff like that. A mage can break 200k overall DPS in a fortified week with a good dance packs. Like 200k DPS.
Dance.
Like, it's actually insane, but it's really hard to get a mage that can, a good mage that has a lot of masterfuls. Like they're relatively hard to find, man. It's far easier to get a. It's far easier to gear up, in my opinion, or play a hunter. I mean, you can. Oh my god, man. I'm legitimately...
Dance. 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 Dance.
What the heck is he doing there, dude? I'm gonna pull this pleb. What am I missing? I'm missing one. I'm missing one and one, okay. Chinese mage did 270k overall damage and Junker 28 with Zapbot. Yeah, but Zapbot is another meme.
Appreciate all you do with your content, man. Made my healing return to WoW so much better with your UI and videos. Looking forward to Shadowlands.
Oh, Milenka, thank you for the tier 1, dude, for 2 months. I'm looking forward to Shadowlands as well. I wish we would got the alpha though even more, man. I appreciate the kind words, man. I really appreciate the supportive words as well. I'm plabbing, boys. I'm sorry.
Dan soak.
Where is it?
Soak.
Oh my god, man.
Dance. Dance. Dance.
So there has to be there has to be a thing here.
How can we ever be trusting the voices of the elements again?
Can you farm multiple cloak things 3 resistance per week if you're not maxed? No. I don't know what am I talking about. Yes, you can get 2. You need to do vision and you need to do Nazat. You can do normal Nazat. So you can get 2 per week. You can get a max of two cores, malefic cores per week.
The Magha refused to drink the blood of Nazal.
If you're just coming back, pick Paladin, you can legit get biz corruptions from Ender right now. Yeah, but you need glimmers as well. Like, if I look at healers that are really easy for starters, I don't consider Holy Paladin to be easy for starters because you need glimmers. Ineffable Truth right now is available, yes, that's good, but if it's not available, you still have to farm for it. And I feel like people fall into an issue thinking that Holy Paladin is easy with Glimmer. I know for a fact there are plenty of people who just can't play Paladin because it's so fast. It's easy but fast. Like, don't get me wrong, there's literally 3 buttons. Crusader Strike, Holy Shock, Light of Dawn. And you could even take Light of Dawn out of the equation at this point, because if you're running a shitload of Ineffables, there's a high chance that you're just pressing Holy Shock, Crusader Strike, Holy Shock, Crusader Strike type of deal. Like, legit. So you could almost say that Holy Paladin is a 2-button spec, and yet people fail at it all the time. And the main reason for it is like the cooldown usability and how many Holy Shocks they get during wings. Like, it's a whack-a-mole type of playstyle. Effective healing is the king. Glimmer has a 8 cap, so effectively healing is far more important than applying Glimmer or spreading Glimmers. Don't get me wrong, spreading Glimmers is important. Don't get me wrong. Like, I made a video about it and I said that Holy Paladin is a preemptive healer or reactive healer, and someone was saying like, no, they're more preemptive than Thick. And that statement would be true if Glimmer wasn't capped. Back in Ashara times when Glimmer didn't have a cap, Holy Paladins really did play like a preemptive type of healer, where they would apply Holy Shock on like 10, 15 members or whatever before damage came out. If they had Holy Shock wings or whatever, like they would. All I'm saying is that Holy Paladins would apply Glimmer before damage would come out. Without Glimmer cap, you could do it. Right now with the 8 Glimmer cap, you try to get 8 Glimmers out, but the main thing where you're gonna get your HPS from is the actual effective healing. If you see a member with if you see a member that has 20% HP and has a glimmer on them, and then you see a member that is like 80% HP or 90% HP, but doesn't have a glimmer on them, in a Shara time, you probably would heal the person with 90% and apply glimmer on them. In this time, you would go with the person the 20% HP and reapply glimmer on them. Because the effective healing and the glimmer cap has changed the playstyle, and people are still like not sure about this. Should I not have gotten more? I'm talking too much, man. Talking too much, boys. Blabbermouth. Blabbermouth skills.
Skills, you think if they had BC servers, would you play them? I started playing WoW in BC, wonder if it's all nostalgic and be just like classic now.
I would definitely try it out. I would give it a real go, man. I prefer BC over classic any day of the week, dude. I'll take BC over classic any day of the week. Like any day of the week, man. It's an easy sell for me. I think BC is like the better version of classic. I could go into like a big discussion about this, but I really don't want to. I really don't want to go into the big discussion. But like, I prefer the 25-man raids over like 40-man raids. I genuinely feel 40-man raids is a Papega thing. I think 40-man raiding is the biggest Papega thing ever invented. It's one of the main reasons I would not play classic properly. It's like, why do you want to be like... People might not even know you in 40-man raids. If you die in a 40-man raid, people might be like, who's that guy? I hate that. I like having more personal responsibility, if you know what I mean.
Slay that monstrosity in the name of the
I like having more personal. So I would genuinely give a big try for BC. I love BC, man. I thought it was great, but it could be nostalgic as well.
Front. Avoid. 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 Front.
dead. My clan is
Wait.
will ever bring them back.
Why did nobody tell poor little MadSkillz that he doesn't have any of the pleb things? Do you know how many times I did something like this? There is a person that you need to give in. I actually read so many comments. I'll show it to you right now. When you collect all the crystals, you need to go to a guy and accept the quest. I pleb that. Accept the quest, and then the guy goes away and brings you a chest that you need to loot. Do you know how many things that I just read about people who are like, you need to do what? I've been collecting chests for like such a long time, and I've never...
Interrupt.
Okay, I'm in trouble here.
Interrupt.
I'm in fucking trouble here. I just can't do it. Like, what can I do without... Like, what can I do in this situation? Like, if I have the stone, that's the only way I can do it. Not even with the stone. That's never safe. This one is never safe for me. What is the weak aura that has with the voice to frontals? It's a mixture of weak auras and DBM, BEM. It's a mixture of weak auras and add-ons to announce that thing. There's an add-on called Shared Media Classes that makes weak auras into audio cues. It's like, then there's also specific weak auras that don't have audio cues but get turned into audio cues. Then there's DBM, VEM that says certain things as well. So it's up to you to decide if 425 mementos were worth that effort. Was it worth that effort, guys? It's up to you to decide.
The elements have spoken. Azeroth is doomed. You will drink, or you will die.
Interrupt.
Wow, that's lame.
Interrupt. 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 Interrupt.
What the heck?
Front. Soak.
That was perfect.
Bloodlust. Front. Soak. Dance. Front. Front.
Thank you. 4, 3.
Vision exploration concluded. Initiating exit protocol.
A grim fate for Orgrimmar, indeed.
How do you get 470 items? I still have no idea how to do Mythic Plus. This has been my worst day of pugs ever. How do you get 470 item level? Just doing 15s once per week and then doing visions is gonna get you 475 and 470 every week, and over time it's just gonna build up. Give us back 10-man raiding. 10-man raiding is impossible to balance. It's impossible to balance. I feel 10-man mythics, 10-man mythic raiding should never make a comeback. I think people have rose-tinted glass view kind of thing. Do you remember when 10-man raiding was actually a thing? 10-man mythic raiding was actually a thing. Do you remember how many balancing issues there was with the 25-man raiding? Like it was like certain bosses like would do less immunity soaks. Certain bosses had like it was insanely unbalanced. I don't think they're ever bringing back 10-man mythic raiding, and thank God. In my opinion, thank God, man. It's impossible to balance it. If you want to do 10-man raiding, just 10-man heroics. It's the only thing. Like legit. I remember there was so many issues, man. I remember when there was like world first kills were like certain bosses. World first kills were like 10-mans because they were just genuinely easier on 10-mans than 20-mans. Technically speaking, I would like in a perfect world for it to work, but I don't think it'll ever work. Ah, dude, what a useless loot. What a useless loot. What a useless loot.
BC to me was the greatest. WoW was an addiction. I don't think I've ever had an expansion feel the same way after BC ended. I miss it TBH.
I am in similar boat saying that. I'm in a similar boat, dude. BC was my favorite. I have some of the fondest memories in BC, but maybe it's gonna be roasting. I would definitely give it a real try, dude. I would definitely give it a real try. Every group I joined has no idea about explosions or any boss fights. Yeah, dude, like it's hilarious. Grievous is a healer. Grievous is a healer only affix, but when DPS need to do some shit with explosive, fucking meme all the time. I tell you, man. Anyone who's complaining about explosives as a DPS, go try do Grievous as a healer, man. Like 99% of the time, Grievous is only a healer affix. Only a healer is gonna deal with Grievous. Explosives, a healer can still do some DPS. It's like when you have to rely on the DPS, man. When you have to rely on the DPS. I did Grievous as my disc for the first time last week. I wanted to Alt F4. I'm not saying like Grievous can be hard or easy. I'm saying that it's an affix that is 99% handled by the healer. Don't get me wrong, a good DPS will use potions and health stones if it's available and defensives to avoid it, and can help out with Grievous a lot, even off healing if you're a balanced Druid or elemental shaman or whatever. You can have that, but majority of the time it's like, you know, an affix that's purely for the healer. Purely for the healer type of deal. Let me just sort out my raid gear a little bit and then I'm gonna do a transfer. Do you see how memey that is? Give me a second, boys. This is only a second. This is only a second. This is only a second. My god, 445 gloves, really? Can you believe life? Can you believe life? It's because I'm not gonna put any expedient on the gear. I'm only going to put expedient after the raid, so I can see what kind of gear I have and how I want to optimize stuff. So I'm not gonna do anything at this point. In terms of buying anything, because everything's gonna change after the thing. Oh, but I like mastery proc. This has no mastery proc on it. I can't prefer this. I like having a mastery proc. That's kinda cool. Let me see what this is gonna look like then. Let me see what this nonsense is gonna look like in terms of stats. Pants 465, racing balls, wrists and belt, expedient, boots haste proc, gloves haste proc, 445 gloves. LOL. Weapon. Oh man, dude. 12% mastery. Fuck that, dude. Screw that, dude. I'll go with this. Pants haste. Wrist haste, belt haste, boots haste. Weapon mastery proc. And gloves haste proc. Yikes. Oh, I don't have a single leech piece though. What the heck, man? I don't have a single leech piece. Do you know how memes that is? Let's put leech at like 2.5 then. 2.6. Let's put leech at 2.5, 2.6. Dude, you should see, like, I'm gonna do most of my tweaking, okay, that sounds weird. Fixing gear off stream. Yeah, this will be fine. Mastery proc gloves because they have leech on it and a socket. Haste proc pants 465. Haste proc pants 465. Oh, I only have 1% haste wrist, percent haste belt. Haste proc boots 465 and mastery proc weapon. I'll create a new set for this. This will be called Raid 59. I mean, at least I have a double hone line, double racing pulls. I have these rings that I need to put moonfire on bosses, so I have to keep moonfiring the boss man. That's kind of memey as well. Theory crafting is the best time. I agree, dudes. I agree, dudes. There's a lot of people on the YouTubes, dudes. There's a lot of people watching on the YouTubes, man. Oh my god, and there's a dislike on the YouTubes, dude. If you're watching on YouTubes, make sure to hit the like button. It gives me €5 for every like. It gives me €5 for every like, dude. YouTube sends me the bill, dude. I have to pay €5 for every like, dude. Don't make me broke, man. Okay, I need to actually spend €30 on this now. I need to actually spend 30 euro on this, so I'm gonna be. Do you know how? Do you know a little part of me dies inside when I need to spend 30 euro on faction transfer or server transfer? It literally kills me inside. A part of me dies, dude. A part of me dies, man. I'm not being melodramatic or whatever. Someone disliked the stream. Dude, after he said the last. Fuck, dude. It's fine. It's fine, boys. Let's just go do it. They should have had name tags with the spell as well. Okay, let's just. So what do we need to do? No mail in the thing, and that's it, right? Why do you have to faction change? To raid with the guild. To raid with the guild, dude. Because Blizzard, at this day of age, considers that splitting their player base in half is a good decision. They consider that splitting their player base in half is the way to go. I don't want to do it. Like this is another gripes of mine one. Shadowlands should have been interplay between Horde and Alliance for PvE. 100% in my eyes. 100%. If you can go and be mercenary mode PvP player and play for the Horde or play for the Alliance with the mercenary mode, I don't see why you can't do the same thing with PvE. Are you really sure about this transfer? No, I'm not sure about this at all, man. Oh, did I just lag out again? Did I just lag out again? I have 380 MS. Did you notice any lag? No, on my stream. Okay, maybe it was like super small or something. I'm not sure about this transfer at all, man. Like, people can actually... I can be talked out of this quite easily, man. I am not sure about this. I am not sure about this at all, dude. All the good players. Wow. Wow, dude. Do I do it? I mean, it's 30 euro. Money doesn't grow on trees. Money doesn't grow on trees. Why a guild go alliance? It was a long time ago. They decided. I'm not gonna go Cultiran. If I'm going Alliance, I'm the Night Elf boy with the Shadow Melt. Make everyone else faction transfer to Horde. I think they might be. I think they might be, man. Hey Bells, how are you? I had a nice workout as well. Getting up and down.
Oh, who's being petted?
So little Tibbers, do you want to go Alliance Druid? Or do you want to be a Horde Druid?
He said Alliance, he's a good kid.
You say Alliance?
Annie is Horde.
Annie's the horde one. Whoa, 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 Tibbers. Can you meow for the stream? Meow. It smells like cat food.
Yeah, he chose their food.
I could eat the little cat.
He had the kitten food that we accidentally bought.
Did they eat it?
Yeah. It's a kitten, huh?
This is the cutest cat ever, man.
So they're inside here now. They want me to close the window while they're...
Yeah.
But I don't want to go in the room like that.
Oh my god, mouse.
I have to start working soon.
Oh,
And
you
maybe your tomato salad with some fish.
Did you? What was that noise?
What?
Did you just fart?
No, I did.
What was that noise?
Hippos ran out the room.
It was like...
Do you want to sleep?
Yeah, dude.
What is the matter with you?
Little
The
fart.
window is not closed.
It's basically closed.
I'm so exhausted. Just, will you stop? It is not far. Just finish the burger.
She definitely farted it. I could hear it. Definitely. Definitely a big juicer. Definitely a big juicer, dude. Oh no! Probably gonna have to fucking cool down my Paladin for the thing. How do you even do Radenna's ranged? How do you even do Radenna's ranged, boys? I don't know now. I don't know if I should transfer. Should be the opposite. I'm already on the horde. The reason I'm doing this is to farm gear for my druid, man. Cause my guild is on alliance. It's to farm gear and druid so I can apply like gushing boons on like pieces and stuff like that. My monk. What about my monk? Goltarius is the best druid on Alliance. No, it's not. Night Elf is like the best druids overall. Well, at least for Mythic Plus. Night Elf is the master race. And I'm not talking about aesthetically speaking, I'm talking about Shadowman speaking. You're in Kazakh, you can find another guild. Do I look like I want to raid twice per week with 2 different guilds? Or I could do that. Or I could do that. But no, that would be like... No, that would be like Mimi, man. Like finding 2 guilds. Cultivators versus Force. Dude, like, this is. I don't wanna argue with this. Shadow Meld in Mythic Plus is here. The next best thing is like the bottom. If there's one racial that is OP in Mythic Plus, it's Shadow Meld, boys. If there's one, and even though it's so OP, the Horde players are still not coming to Alliance. That's kind of sad. That's the sad part. I'm telling you, man, if you're doing Mythic Plus, Shadow Meld is the only true way of the going. But for raids, yeah, the probably Clotaire is probably gonna be a bit better. A lot better, actually. Dude, now I don't know what to do, man. People are just like... Now you're changing my mind. Changing my mind. Hey man, I watched your videos since Legion. I just want to ask, does Ineffable Druid work on Paladin? I saw you. Yes, it does. I saw you. Did you have wings all the time? I had wings like 50% of the time or something. Ineffable stacking is the way to go, dude. So in 2 months, when you have to faction transfer early tunes to Horde, remember this moment. No, I'm quite certain that like in a couple of months I will have to faction transfer. I'm contemplating whether €30 is worth. I'm contemplating whether €30 transfer is going to be worth for a couple of items from a raid that might take me a couple of weeks to get. Like, that's the thing. I'm contemplating if €30 is worth for a couple of possible items from the raid. It's actually more than €30, it's €60 because you have to transfer back. Boost a new character and start grinding. It's sad that Alliance can't compete because of the mythic. Let me see what's going on with the guild. So we have a booster that we need to go to. Like I'm not even gonna be able to do my Druid for Carapace for Nazat because they're gonna need immunities, that's 100%. So this transfer is going to be mainly for Carapace boots. Dude, I'm just doing it. I'm just doing it. I'm just gonna do it, man. I'm just gonna do it. Yo, Destroyer, how are you, man? Thank you for the 3 months, man. How are you doing today, man? I'm just gonna like, fucking €30, dude. €30, dude. These I'm gonna regret this, man. I'm gonna regret this, dudes. I'm gonna regret this, dudes. I know for a fact I'm gonna regret. I mean, I could join a guild to raid on. Remember when Change a Monk and regretted it? Yeah, to Kultiran. Alliance Kazakh, yeah, dude. I just need Alliance so I can join my guild raid. Thank you, Sonako, I appreciate it, dude. Like, is this worth for a couple of item upgrades? Is this worth for a couple of item upgrades? That's the fucking thing. I know I can't join the guild, but I can join the raids. I don't need to join the guild, I just need to join the raids. Like, I don't care about joining the guild, all I care is about loot, dude. I don't know, dude. Would it be better to join a guild on Kazakh? But I would have to find a guild that doesn't raid on Wednesdays, which is a meme. Why you sound like this, dude? I hate this, man. Why? I had this in my mind. I was ready to transfer. And now just talking to these plebarinos, man. Fucking, this is the wrong choice, man. Just don't do it. Don't do it, man. You can find a guild. Dude, I had it. I had it ready, man. I had it in my mind. This is why I should do this off stream. People changing my mind. Now I don't know, man. Okay, dude. Let's just see one thing. Fucking. Can I not tell how much? Can I not tell him the raid? But I don't think a guild is gonna let me join farm raids without. That's the thing, man. I don't think a guild is gonna let me join farm raids with zero. Yeah, that's the thing. It's not gonna do it. They're not gonna let you join farm raids with zero intention of raiding the guild. They're not gonna do it. I'm just doing it now. They're not gonna do it, dude. Yeah, it doesn't matter if I have the experience. If I tell the guild that I'm gonna join in just for the loot with no prospect of me doing progression raiding in Shadowlands, they're not gonna do it unless they're stuck for players, like really stuck for players. How many guilds are stuck for players for reclears? All this for 5-10 item levels. This is more for like 485 loot for gushing wounds. And stuff like that. We're just planning it, dude. No! No, dude. No! I should have done it. I shouldn't have done it, dudes. Oh no. Okay, dude. Okay. Okay, dude. Okay, dude. We'll see if this is gonna bite me in the ass. We'll see if this is gonna be biting me in the ass, dude. So how long is this gonna take? How long is this gonna take, boys?
Thanks for answering, my dude. You're really doing a great work.
Oh, Troll Walker, thank you for 100 bits, dude. I'm sorry, I missed out on a lot of chat, though. I missed out on a lot of chat. I missed out on a lot of chat, I don't think. There was people asking... Wait, let me see it. Is vision perfection good for upperling monks? It can be. It can absolutely be, dude. Is Light's Decree work for Holy Paladins? It does. It does. I shouldn't have done it, dude. I regret it now. I kinda regret it now, boys.
I am looking forward to our negotiation.
Regret. The faction swap was basically for possible upgrades from a guild runes that I'll do. But I can't do Nazat anyways because they're boosting and they need the immunity. So it was a very questionable decision at best. It was a very questionable decision at best. Very questionable. When I think about it, I don't know why I did it, man. For content, I guess. For Resto Druid Mythic Raid today. I guess it was for content, man.
King's honor, friend. Go with honor, friend.
Yeah, like I can't bring Druid from this up. That's super lame, dude. Stockholm Syndrome will kick in, dude. Okay, man. Paladin time, because Paladin is actually gonna be brought in. And the problem with my Paladin is that I'm not even picking up any pieces. I think I might pick up one or two tier 1 pieces, but I'm not even gonna use it. I'm only gonna use it for my Mythic Plus set. I hope Dino answers Maxi for this decision. You're insane. Why? Why? Why is it so insane? I don't think it was the best decision, but I don't think it was an insane decision. I don't think it was an insane decision. I think it was a question decision at most. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, I can transfer back when I need to. Alright, let's see what we get from the weekly chest for the Paladin, man. The bigger issue for me that's worth crying about is the internet issue, man. That's the issue that's worth crying about, if I'm being very honest. That's the crying issue. Let's see, boys. What do I need, actually? Any guesses? I need a belt. I need a belt. I need a belt. I need a haste mastery belt. I need a haste mastery belt. Like legit. If I get haste mastery belt, this will be the shit. Haste mastery belt. I don't need boots though. Especially crit verse. Especially crit verse. Or actually, yeah, this would be used for my Mythic Plus setup. Actually, this will be used for my Mythic Plus setup. Actually, that's fine. That's actually fine, man. That's actually fine. So what I'm gonna be doing, with my Paladin is that I'm gonna buy 1 or 2 ineffable rank 1s, but I'm not going to use them. I'm gonna buy rank 2s, 2 rank 2s in 3 days time, and I'm gonna use it on my belt and I'm gonna use it on my ring to try out and run an extreme, test out an extreme ineffable build. So I'll be running a 310 cooldown reduction. That's what I'm gonna be doing right now. So I'm going to buy 2 rank 1 ineffables. Wait, can I buy 2 rank 1s? How much does the rank 2 cost again? Rank 1 costs 3,000, 3,300, so 6,000, 6,500. And rank 2 costs 6,600? Is it 5,000? Like that's what I'm gonna be trying out. I'm gonna be fixing my Mythic Plus gear, because my Mythic Plus gear is bad because I have rank 1s on pieces like this, Haste Mastery, which I don't want to have. Mastery, which is alright, but I need to stay away from Mastery, you know, in the best way possible. I want to stay away from Mastery. So I'm going to be... I don't even know what I'm going to be doing, dude, if I'm honest. Let's just do the dailies. Let's just finish the daily shit. Like, I spent a decent amount of time thinking about this as well, and I still question myself about the best way of doing it. And I still question myself every day about doing it. I got 475 rigorous minor trinket, the signet as a paladin.
Good day to you.
It's not the worst, man. He honestly isn't the worst. Look at the amount of corruption pieces I even have here, man.
See you around.
I can always go back 30 minutes to 60 minutes, probably 5,500, 6,750. I think it's 6,750. With the orange UAVT, do you think it's best to have a mix of 7, 8? I honestly feel like a mix is the best way to go in raids. If I'm being very honest, I think like 7 or 6 IDs and then getting like, I don't know, expedient masterful or a haste proc or a mastery proc, I think is the best way to go, if I'm being very honest. I think that's the way, but I'm going to be meme, and I'm gonna try out running as much ineffable as possible to see how much cooldown reduction I can get. So this is definitely not something that I recommend, but it's something that I want to test out. Oh no, Mikael! Going alliance on Druid. I want to get some gear, dude. But I honestly regret it, man. I feel like I could have just joined the raid team, maybe. The problem is the guild. Like, there's a high chance the guild is gonna go horde as well. It's money down the drain, dude. It's flushing away the juicy money, dude. It's like flushing it away, dude. Flushing it away. I'm running 8 ITs and 1 expedient tree. The only problem with those builds is like you're missing out on corruption resistance. That's the only thing that I'm scared about. But yeah, it's decent. I mean, you really want to put expedient if you have a lot of haste. Like, you don't want, but you should have it. God, boys, I regret.
This cannot be. The Black Empire itself has invaded the Vale.
If I don't have it, my haste will only be 36%. Dude, 36% is not fucking low haste, man.
We will persevere.
36%. You memeing me, right? You memeing me, dude. Are you telling me that you think 36% is low haste? People, like, I've raided with 25% haste. 27%. Actually, no, that's shit. 27% haste is shit, dude. I'm leaning towards, which is kind of perfect because it's gonna give me time to save it for Masterful, because I kind of want to get Masterful. I kind of want to try out Masterful for stack fights because I feel Masterful is gonna be the play for stack fights. I'm scared about mastery stacking in general, like really high extremes. Sorry, I'm scared about high haste stacking in general because I feel like with heroism and ineffable procs. With heroism and ineffable procs, you're capping your global cooldowns anyways. You're capping a global cooldown anyways a lot of the times. So I'm a little bit reluctant about full haste stacking. I'm a little bit reluctant about it. Unless you have like really low. But like I mentioned, I'm gonna be going full ineffable. And I can only finish my build. in 3 days time. So when is the next reset? Saturday. Saturday is when Ineffable 2 comes across. I'm gonna do that. What will you ruin your haste at? I just got 6 and I'm trying to see if I should have lower my haste at 38% haste, 26 crit, 33 mastery. I mean, I generally just, if you have a piece of gear that have haste and mastery on it, you're probably gonna end up using it. Do you know what I mean? Like the thing is, for sure on stacked fights, like there is times when my mastery is the best stat. There are boss fights where my mastery is the best. Like, keep in mind that mastery for fights like Nuzot or something like that, or Il'gynoth, is going to drop a huge amount of value. So the air fights for mastery is going to drop a lot of value, especially from the Zot. Like I try to stay away because don't get me wrong, the Zot can be good, but a majority of the time you're not running rule of law because you need your bubble every 3 minutes, so you don't get to run rule of law, and everyone's spread for the first 2 phases, so you can lose a lot of value. But mastery on fights like, I don't know, on fights like Mod or something like that, I feel that's gonna be the meme build. I feel that's gonna be the memesters. And you have to remember that if you're running high inevitables, you're running Avenger's Might. Like I'm assuming that everyone's running Avenger's Might with high inevitables. So Avenger's Might is gonna give you like 800, 900 mastery, and if you're running both of those, you're getting like 1/6 mastery every time you use wings. So if you get like masterful and the fight is stacked, and if you get masterful, you're swimming, man. You're swimming in mastery healing. Juicy healing, dude. So that's my thinking behind it. But I'm not gonna be able to do it for a couple of weeks. Mastery is good for a lot of fights. I can go through the logs, but like even Rathian Mastery is pretty solid because for majority of the time everyone's gonna be stacked. Moth is solid, Skitcher is solid, Zanesh is solid. I can't remember Haima, Shatar is solid. Like the only fights where Mastery is not good is Jestakar and Ilganot. Oh sorry, not Jestakar. Jestakar possibly not that great. Ilganot not good, and Nizat is gonna drop in value. But outside of that, you could make an argument for mastery stacking in all of those cases. But the problem is like this is the reason why a lot of people don't go mastery stacking, because mastery stacking in Masterful is garbage in Mythic Plus. Like you'll never use a Masterful gear in Mythic Plus. Like never as a Holy Paladin. Like it'll be the last choice you ever do. So if you make a choice of getting Masterful for your Holy Paladin, you better be aware of the fact that you most likely will never use that piece of gear in Mythic Plus. So you're making a decision. This is why a lot of the times like Expedient it can be solid for Mythic Plus and raids, but Ineffable is the clear winner, man. Ineffable, like that's why I mentioned that for the Holy Paladins, if you tune in the next week, if you tune in like a couple of days or next reset, it's gonna be far better because I'm gonna be experimenting with my full Ineffable build. And I genuinely want to see how the full Ineffable build is gonna perform in raids. I genuinely want to see how it's gonna perform in raids.
Well, you're very brave.
No, I'm gonna be running 2 IT. I'm gonna be running 2 rank 2 ITs, cause I was spreadsheeting myself, and getting 3 is actually not worth. It was actually not worth for me. Like I could get 3 rank 2s, but it's not worth. It's not worth for the thing. So I'm gonna be running 2 rank 2s. But that's with specifically what I'm trying to achieve. Like I'm gonna be running over 40 corruption. I'm gonna be running over 40 corruption and things like that. Like if you're coming into it, I definitely don't recommend people getting rank 2s, man. I really don't.
Is it even worth to have a boost stay alive on Soph? I feel like it's a big risk, not to say just die right away.
For boosts, yeah, no, 100% Zingdaddy. The thing is, the boosty is probably gonna have to die straight away. But the thing is, we've been doing last couple of clears. We've been doing with 19 people because we can't find. We've been doing it with 19 people because we can't find the last person. So we know we can do it. We know we can easily boost a person even if they're dead or whatever, because we've been doing it with 19 people. Because we can't find enough people to raid. can't find enough people to raid with, dude. The main issue is that I want to do the Zod on my Druid, but I don't know if that's gonna be possible. Because I really want the stupid ring. And the thing about Raden, I'm actually not sure how you do Raden as a ranged. I'm actually not 100% certain what you do Raden as a ranged. Because you have the bouncing mechanics as ranged that you don't really have to deal with as a melee. With melee you have a different bouncing mechanic. So that's something to look forward to as well.
Now is the time for heroism, my friend. Show them why your name echoes throughout history.
Because I think there's a weaker as well for the thing. Can you imagine if I died? How long did it take you to pass Shard? Shard? Oh, Shatar? $56 kills? I don't know, how long did it take us? Shatar took us 67 pulls, so it's quite a lot actually. Oh no, first kill is 41. 41, sorry. Dude, Shatar actually took us a long time, man. Shatar took us a long... Raden took us a shitload. Raden was our second hardest boss. Raden was our second hardest boss. Raden was our second hardest boss by quite a bit. You have to remember the bosses are now nerfed and stuff like that, and the gear that you get, the corruption that you get is like a meme now. Like it's a meme now, but for progression it can still take a while. Sometimes it takes skills longer than others, don't sweat it. But yeah, that's the thing, progression is different. Progression is different, man. Progression is different. I don't think 56 tries is all that bad, if I'm honest with you, dude. It all depends on how patient people are. Shatar is hard if you have a lot of melee. Melee can spread out. Shatar is really not that bad, dude, for even melee. Look, there is a huge hitbox. There is a huge hitbox. Don't get me wrong, I know exactly what you mean. Shatar is a box that allows you to really spread out if you really need it. We had that problem at the start where we didn't know about the... What the hell? Am I DCing? MadSkillz just DC'd. Great, dude. Or did he? Maybe that was just a world game. Did the stream DC? I think so, right? No, I think that was me. I think that was my stream that I had this issue with the thing. Oh, not my stream. Okay, maybe it wasn't.
Looking to buy?
Looking to buy? Yes.
Travel safe.
Travel safe. Me. We'll see if the Druid is gonna be ready because I need to set up my Druid as well. Dude, I
Alright,
probably should have done
Skills, it's that time again. Another reset, another time at the Zing Daddy Casino of Rolls / Roll20.
The Zing Daddy Casino. Are you sure you don't want to do the thing where you roll the 79? 3 rolls and they do 79? I don't mind that as well. It's less chance of winning. You're turning me into a gambler. You're turning me into a gambler, dude. You're turning me into a gambler, dude. It stopped for a second for me. My internet stopped shit, dude. I called them 20 times and they haven't fixed it. It might be the router though. It might be the router, I don't know. Or someone's downloading porn, I don't know. Alright, 120, roll 20. Any guesses? Do I feel lucky today? I feel semi-lucky. So I'm expecting 15. I'm expecting a 15, dude. This is gonna be a 15 right now. Oh wait, I went to the wrong thing. My mouse was on the second screen. 15. Dude, you said 14. You said 14. You said 14, dude. You should go play the lottery, dude. You should go play the lottery, dude. You should go play the lottery, man. Holy shit. My raid stats, let's see if it shows up in red gear. 31, 37, 22, 5. Then I have leech heavy gear. Oh wait, I have leech gear as well with 29, 39. Then I have 59 gear with 30, 37, 22. I have 3 different sets.
GG man, don't worry, we will play that in a bit of smile.
Thank you for the 1400, dude. You guessed it right, man. I feel like I don't deserve it. I feel like you win this one because you guessed it right. That's the rules. If you guess it right, you get to do it. You get to keep everything. What do you think? Not so mean. What healer will you choose between Shaman and Druid for healing in raids and Mythic Plus content? For Mythic Plus, Druid. No issues, man. No competition in my eyes. For raids, I really don't like Rest of Druid in raids. I'll be completely honest with you. It might sound like a shock, but I'm really not a huge fan of Rest of Druid raid healing. I probably would prefer Rest of Shaman in raids, if I'm being honest. It might sound crazy, like why are you transferring to a Druid to Alliance? But it's mainly just for the loot. It's mainly just for the loot. We'll have to do some calculations after to do the 5 mask vision. After they do this assault, I'll do a 5 mask vision. And after a 5 mask vision, I'll try and sort out the gear as well. But we might buy ineffables, but we're not applying ineffables. Because I'm trying to do a Mimi build later on. What did I get from the weekly chest? I got crit and verse boots. I'm probably gonna apply ineffables on these boots for my Mythic Plus set. Because my Mythic Plus set is missing out a lot of crit. And I have way too much mastery on my Mythic Plus set. It's making me sad, and it's making me sad how much mastery I have. Hey man, oh hello Fluffy, Holy Priest question. If on a boss fight, if on a boss fight in a dungeon and the whole group is taking a lot of damage, what healing spells would you use? Would you use Prayer of Healing? Yeah, I would use Prayer of Healing. I mean, it depends if you have that trait that a lot of Holy Priests use. Like, first of all, Holy Priest permeating glow. That's a really popular Holy Priest. Oh fuck, they're gonna screw me up. That's a really popular Azeroth trait for Holy Priest in raid environments, in Mythic Plus environments. That increases your flash heal, makes it stronger. But I doubt it that there's going to be a lot of Holy Priests that are gonna focusing on Mythic Plus. Like, legitimately, you have to be kind of a memer to focus Holy Priest gearing for Mythic Plus, if I'm being honest. Don't get me wrong, do what you want, but I feel like very few people are gonna pick. Like a lot of people have Pray for Litany in their Azeroth. A lot of people have Pray for Litany. Because Pray for Litany is very, very solid for raids. And a lot of people will be running, stacking those in raid environments. And they're just gonna end up using those in Mythic Plus, you know what I mean? They're just gonna end up using that in Mythic Plus. So it's kind of like I CBA changing. And I'll just go with whatever's available type of deal. Kind of. Like, there are Holy Priests that do focus on Mythic Plus and they will be stacking Permeating Glow because they want their flash heal. And to do a lot of single target healing. Because Holy Priests can have single target issues if they don't have Serenity. Serenity is a single target heal, right? If they don't have Serenity available. Is that handy notes for rare occasions? It is, I think. It's either handy notes or Tomcat. I think it's handy notes. Because I go between handy notes and Tomcat. If you guys need more for your raid 25 raid, I'm sure you can recruit from your stream channels. Yeah, dudes. I'm sure there's gonna be people who want the mythic boost, dude. Mythic boost giveaway. Enter now, boys. Mythic burst. Did I use that? Ah, my rest of Druid. It's kind of sad that even with the second rotation, my gear is not even close to what it needs to be, especially on rest of Druid. Am I seeing again? Hello? Dude, what is wrong with this? That was a big lag, right? How am I even gonna push Mythic Plus with this fucking lag, man? How am I even gonna push Mythic Plus with this nonsense happening, dude? I think I'm gonna try out and plug in my computer without the router to see if the router is causing issues. I think I'm just gonna try go commando and plug it in to see if it's the router issue or if it's my computer causing something. But I can only do that when Leximouse is not working because she's working from home as well and she needs internet. So I can't just go YOLO like that. Yeah, I should run a trace and ping. There's a couple of commands I can record pings for over a day, because I need to ping it for like 5 hours or something. Or I could just, I don't even need it, I can just record it in a file. It just sucks, man. I don't want to go through all this nonsense. Do you know what I mean? I just want it to work. I just want it to work. Yeah, I could run the ping running constant thing. I need to do something. I legitimately thought that it's gonna be fixed. I legitimately thought it was gonna be fixed, if I'm honest with you. Because I did a factory reset of router and modem and all the things. So I was hoping that it's gonna be fixed. You know what I love? Every Wednesday morning waking up and doing all these dailies. It brings joy to my life. Makes me happier. Gives me purpose in life. Like, this is the best thing I could be doing right now, right? I wanna, of course I'm on a wired connection. Of course, dudes. But I do have a lot of devices connected. I do have a lot of devices connected to this. It's only been happening last month. I had the same connection for a year, but it's only been happening for the last month, so I don't know what could be the issue. I've recently updated Windows. Could Windows update be causing something like this? I am using LVUI. If yes, can I change my UI for parties, raid, and PvP? I'm not using UI raid frames. I'm using LVUI everything, but I'm using grid 2 raid frames. You got automated updates off. I have them on, but I only had the big update recently. Like, I had to install a file or some shit. I don't know what was happening. I had to manually install a big Windows update. Okay, I need to install another Windows today. I haven't messed around with the network card, I don't think. Like I mentioned, it used to work for a year and now it's giving me issues. What do you think is the strongest healer for Shaman so far? It doesn't matter. Why does it matter so far? Like why would you include so far? Holy Paladin could be the best healer so far. And then a week before Shadowlands is released, Holy Paladin gets nerfed or removed. You know what I mean? You're just never gonna know. It's just impossible to know. But I do want to get the alpha, dude. I do want to get the alpha, man. To try it out. I just want to see what healer I'm actually gonna enjoy. I really want to see what healer I'm enjoying the changes of.
With their leader vanquished, their numbers will
Do neighbors have the same SP as you if though they had any issues? They have the same one. They have the same one. I haven't talked to them, dude. I haven't talked to them. Like the internet provider is telling me that there's no issues on their end. At least I'm not seeing it. So They're saying the connection should be fine. So it's either the router or the computer, man. It's either the router or the computer.
Keep your wits about you.
I feel like a router, it's only been like 1 or 2 years old. I don't feel router should go out after 2 years or something. Makes no sense, right? It makes no sense for a router to just like poop. Or maybe it does. I don't know. I don't think so. We're doing a 5 mask, man. We're doing a 5 mask now, and then we're gonna sort out some of the gears, and hopefully the rest of Druid is gonna be transferred. Oh god. Mistakes, 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 mistakes. I'm on wired connection. I would never play. I would never use main computer on wireless. I would never ever do that. Never ever do that. I've already done a factory reset of the router, and there's another box. I don't even know what the box is for. The thing. I think it's the gigabit box or fiber box or whatever that comes to my house. I've already done factory resets on those. Yeah, I done a factory reset today, and I was kind of hoping that it's gonna be fixed, but it's actually probably even worse right now than before, if I'm being honest. Feels worse. Yo, Earthhold, how are you, man? Don't be salty, be sweet. I know, man. I just get down. I'm just down about this issue that's been happening for a while. I need to get a couple of things here. Don't be salty, be sweet. Be a sweet papega. Dude, can you imagine Holy Paladin buying mana potions? That's what Ineffable has done for me, dude. That's what Ineffable has done for me, boys. Pet battle quest, dude. Who even does pet battles? Who even does pet battles? Go on, put your hand up if you do pet battles. Expose yourself in the chat. Expose yourself in the chat if you do pet battles. Put your hand up. MadSkillz, I love pet battles. They're the best part of World of Ban. Fucking insta ban, dude. Insta, dude. Like legit insta, man. I'm not gonna. You're not gonna get banned. Stop. Stop. He's not gonna get banned. What the hell? Why was this swapped to awakening? Did someone hack my account? I would never ever swap into Awaken. Uh-oh. Spaghetti-o.
You stand before the Black Prince. Azeroth faces many threats.
Was it Unawakened for pet pals? By that logic, I should be banning myself.